We are live at Coletco for tonight's Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, welcome. Sorry I'm 9 minutes late. We were taking care of pre-orders because I was late. Trying to get in last minute phone calls and then had to do pre-orders. Craig's the first comment. Let me get, let's see. Let's go ahead and share as fast as possible. Sorry I'm late. I'm sure everybody's been refreshing and looking and thinking that we wasn't going to start to 8 o'clock again, but not tonight. We're somewhat normal on time. Let me get to share this in the group and get the link. Let's see here. There it is. Share. Right. Guess that's the only place. I really didn't have a hype post or anything for tonight, so let me go here to pages. Actually, now just on YouTube. And okay, so that needs to go to Instagram. We're getting closer. Story. Hope everybody's having a good, what is this, Thursday? Hope everybody's having a good Thursday. I got some new vinyl to show you first, and then I don't know what's over here in these vintage crates. I don't really know what's anywhere, so yesterday's kind of a strange day. We did I don't even have my mic. Can everybody hear me better now? I bet everybody had the volume cranked up. I didn't have my mic pinned to me, so I bet everybody would. I'm probably a lot louder and clearer now, so hello and welcome. Sorry I didn't have my mic pinned. All right, and the last thing I got to do is restream chat. Much better. Sorry, I didn't have my mic pinned to my hoodie. So, all righty. It is 7:12. We got 105 people watching. I usually don't sell a record until we have at least 100 people watching. It usually don't take much more than a minute or so, and now we can start selling. So I will say I'm probably overwhelmed at how many collections I could go look at right now, and that's what we did yesterday. I went to the biggest collection that we had on our table, which was, as y'all probably know, in Mississippi, but it's the first time I went somewhere and didn't really do a deal yet. So there's a lot of records. I left, was gone all day. I did not come back with a single record. First time that's probably ever happened to me, if not in a long, long time. But it just kind of something I've got to think on and come back to. So, but probably tomorrow and the rest of the weekend and next week, I'm going to probably about every other day be somewhere buying records. And the other people I've talked to, I know I'm going to do deals with them 100%. So, all right, that's about the first time I've went somewhere and hadn't bought records, though. I took pictures. I'm going to post those. I mean, wait till y'all see it. It's unbelievable how many records we were in a room with. It was definitely, I told you it was going to be hard to see 60,000. We think there's more than that. So, but time to start selling. First record of tonight is a restock of Pearl Jam Rearview Mirror. This is Pearl Jam's Greatest Hits Volume 2. And I don't think Volume 2 are all the leftover hits that you get on Volume 1. Volume 2 has some great stuff on it. And we did have a waiting list for this. By the way, Tanner, I have my copy made of this. I've already got mine printed. So I got mine printed already. Pearl Jam, Greatest Hits Volume 2, that was Josh Fry, Steve Howe, and Sherry Darnell. Josh Fry, Steve Howe, and Sherry Darnell. We already have you down for a Pearl Jam Rearview Mirror Greatest Hits 2. Technically, this is a clearance record. This is, I think y'all remember the last time we had these in, they were imports and they were like $59.99. I've told y'all about this record before. This is only $34.99. I hope you have it. Some of the hits on here are Black, Daughter, Elderly Woman Behind the Counter, Small Town, Better Man. It's Pearl Jam's Greatest Hits Volume 2. That is $34.99. I've got two of those. My Pearl Jam bin is pretty anemic right now. There's not much Pearl Jam in stock. So this is Pearl Jam Rearview Mirror. That is $34.99. Next is Get the Money. Taylor Hawkins and the Coattail Riders. Those are $26.99. Taylor Hawkins. I have 2 of those. I got 2 Pearl Jams, 2 Taylors, and another restock of Blink 182 Cheshire Cat, $31.99. If you don't have this one already, the waiting list for Blink 182 was Jason Kenton and Dan White. Jason Kenton and Dan White. This is Blink 182 Cheshire Cat, $31.99. That was introduced last week as a restock. We had a wait list, and I've got it back in stock again. $31.99 for Blink 182. And this, when I saw this came back in stock, I knew I was going to sell a bunch. I've got Disturbed the Sickness, which has by far their biggest hit, which is Down with the Sickness. That one's on there, $29.99. And we hadn't had that in a long time. People ask for that album all the time. I'll say I got Disturbed, and they say, do you have the Sickness? And my answer for a long time has been, no, I do not have the Sickness. The waiting list, or the pre-sale on this was actually a pre-sale because we saw that they come back in stock. That was Scott Fairchild, Dwayne Sevilla, John Sheehan, Stacey Brown, Chris Kirkley, Tim Holloway, Alice Lowry, and Dakota Weekly. And that's Disturbed. Now look, I got an error copy. They shipped me this one, and it doesn't have a record in it. It's just a sealed cover. So I send that one back. It's just a sealed cover. I've never ever had that happen. So technically, I've only got 1 copy of the Disturbed because I pre-sold actually a few more than I thought I would. So I've only got 1 copy on hand, and this is Thursday. So if we do have any more, I probably can't get them next week. And then that copy I have to send back and get a credit, because it's just a sealed cover. Jerry Stone, Taylor Hawkins is $26.99. Next record is John Prine. I realized after Ed had put everything in alphabetical order for us, we was out of stock of a lot of artists. I hadn't went through and bought everything yet, but I've went through and tried to figure out some stuff I need to get, and here's artist number 1. We had no John Prine in the bins that I could find. So this is Diamonds in the Rough, probably my favorite album by his. That is $29.99. Paul Brothers on Disturbed. That's technically the first sale of the night. Goes to Mr. Paul Brothers. That's the only copy I have left on hand of that. And then we have Janie Lane, Catch a Falling Star. This is the legendary vocalist. I thought it was fitting to have this tonight since this is a big Warrant night. The legendary vocalist for Warrant, singing the songs of Led Zeppelin, Judas Priest, Van Halen, Aerosmith, limited edition 500 made. That is $28.99. John, I just told everybody, and for those that's getting on, I haven't bought anything yet in Memphis. There was every bit of 60,000 records, or probably more. I still think there's more, but that collection's just so big, and it's not really what we're looking for, the type of music that's there. So we kind of passed on it at the moment, but we're going to think about it, and then we're going to revisit it here in a couple weeks. We have so many other collections to buy. I know that's a lot of records, but we have to be very selective. Moving 60,000 records or 80,000 would take 2 semis, a 30 by 60 building, a week of moving. I mean, we'd literally have to shut down our operations here to move a collection like that. So unless it's something we really, really want, we have to be kind of selective. So it's something I've got to think about. Sherry Darnell on John Prine. And Kevin, I'm about to read the Warrant pre-orders right now so we can start taking names in case we get more in. All right, so Sherry Darnell, and then we've got Tesla, 5-Man London Jam. 5-Man London Jam. This is 2 LPs on colored vinyl, $49.99. Tesla 5-Man London Jam. That is $49.99. John, I'm not joking when I say I even told Tanner, how many copies of Pablo Cruz Worlds Away did we see yesterday? I know I saw at least 7 or 8. There's probably a dozen there if we really started looking. There were so many copies of Pablo Cruz Worlds Away. I mean, one after another. And I told them, I said, we could sell these right away. Boom, I could make a post and say I've got 10 copies of this on hand. They'd all be gone. Craig Proper wants Tesla. Next is Def Leppard Euphoria. Jerry Stone, this came in for you. $39.99. Def Leppard Euphoria. $39.99. I now have one copy left. That was just a restock. I didn't have much Def Leppard left. And here is the other John Prine album. The other John Prine album is John Prine self-titled. It's $29.99. John Prine self-titled. We got another restock of Smashing Pumpkins Adore. If you don't have that one already, it is $49.99. Smashing Pumpkins Adore. So right now we only have Adore and Gish in stock for Smashing Pumpkins. Another restock, thankfully, of Tyler Childers live on Red Barn. Those are $26.99 because we're still selling the heck out of them. And here's a George Strait album that I have never, ever had before. It's called Cold Beer Conversation, $29.99. George Strait. I think this originally came out in 2000 and something, 2015. So that is $29.99. All right, let me go ahead and read the warrant pre-order. And I know there's probably going to be people get on later. I'm only going to read through this list once. Now, right now is a prime opportunity. If you're watching our show for the first time, or you really don't know that we were getting this, if you want a copy, we actually have 0 available at the moment. I have 0 available at the moment. But if you want on a waiting list, there's a high probability that I am getting more in. You can go ahead and get one because this is a hot commodity right now. First, Sherry Darnell wants George Strait, and Hendry wants a Red Barn. He thought he got one, but it wasn't on his invoice. I'll make sure you get one now. That goes to Hendry. So here's the official in order, the official correct order of everybody who got a warrant, Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich pre-order. This is a new release for Music on Vinyl. Comes out tomorrow, 35th anniversary. They made 2,500 of them on green vinyl. And that is Warrant's first album. If you don't have one already, you want to get on that immediately. Kevin Huffman wants Adore. And let me read through the list. Let me take a deep breath. But if I'm reading your name, then you've got one. We got 105 copies in. We got 105 copies. Chad Duggan, Richard Davis. And this is the order in which everybody claimed them. Chad Duggan, Richard Davis, Jerry Stone, Stacy Metternich, Jamie Sperlin, Greg Hagewood, John Sheehan, Scott Smith, Krista Moss, Linda Hasty, Bill Fratsky, Todd Pratt, Josie Stapleton, Rob Scheffler, Chris Jones, Jamie Butler, Kevin Jordan, Jamie Shears, Joe Willinger, Jennifer Stem, Bubby Mercer, Matt Algram, Eric Beck, J.J. Wilson, Stacy Brown, Jeff McIntosh. Page 2. Bob Medine, Kyle Gregory, Tina Powell, Nick Pullen, Brent K. Still hadn't got his name down. George Buchanan, Tracy McFadden, Thomas O'Brien 2 times, William Lee Murray 2 times, Dwayne Sevilla again. So you may have claimed one earlier and then commented again that you wanted another. So you may see your name later in the list because I do it in the order. So I think Dwayne already said your name. So there you are again for copy number 2. Cameron Martin, Jen Baker, Bob Reiger, Robbie Reasonover, Michelle Vance, Tom Steyer, Kendall Edwards, Dan Popovich, Steve O'Meara, Robbie Woolridge. This is a funny. I need to make sure. I think they did message us though. McGanahan, Skelly Jelly Fetty. Yes, that's exactly how it read on Facebook. But they did send us a message. I also went through and purged before I finished the list. I went through and purged this list. There's some people who no longer shop for us, people who didn't pay their bills in the past, and people who never did message the page. I pulled out like 20 names and canceled people's pre-order because they never, for those reasons. They never did message our page. They don't shop with us anymore. We hadn't heard from them since we posted this. And I contacted them as like, hey, do you still want this? They didn't reply, or they said no, or it's people who are blocked now. So, okay, so McGanahan, Skelly Jetty Fetty, Jennifer Scripter, Mark Jacobs, Cameron Nance, Kevin Huffman, Eric Smalley, Terry Myers, Clay Moore, Craig Proper, Matt Steele, Greg Neal, Darwin Cagnan, Rick Hayes, Whitney Croy, Calvin Ward, David Tate, Jeffrey Butts. Last page. Jay Condi, David Schroeder, Scott Fish, Jason Ross, Tristan Stevens, Linda Hasty got 2 more, Dennis Dunlap, Tony Alejandro, Corey Bush, Brian Clement 3 times, Bill Walton, Paul Brothers, Bill Fratsky 3 more times, Jamie Shears, Kevin Jordan, Randy Scarborough, Scott Smith, Debbie Blair, Stephen Roberts, Calvin Ward, Eric Fisher, Wayne Carr, Stephen Roberts, Ben Stimmel, and Jesse Hood. I didn't print the rest of the waiting list. Actually, I can read that if I need to, but if your name didn't get called and you think you're already on the waiting list, I can read off, but I know it stopped. I know the next name was Brent Rabley with 2 copies. Let me grab my computer right quick. I can let everybody know who was next on that. Let me grab this, Ed. So that was 105 names. That's from place number 1. And here's everybody that I still have down. So let me make all those red since they got one. And now here's everybody who is still on the list, and this don't count if you commented tonight. That's Brent Rabley, Lily McCurry, Terry Myers, Eric Beck, Jamie Butler, Ted Mindpiece, Gerard, Walt Cruz, Brandon Butler, and Bob McKinney. So that is everybody who that was on the pre-order that hadn't got one yet. Now, just like last time, we have another place that we have them ordered from. There's a good chance we're going to get at least another 100 copies. We might get 150. I don't know. We might get 20. It's a very high in demand record right now. So that's everybody who was already on the list that didn't get one. And then if you commented tonight, Tanner will put down your name, and what will happen is I'll add your name to this list. All these names will get deleted because they've already got one. Well, we have a lot of stuff on waiting list and pre-orders. Look at all that. That's all pre-orders and waiting list. We're waiting for stuff to come back in stock. It's a big spreadsheet. It used to be just like 10 columns, and over the last year, it's a pretty big file of names and records we have pre-ordered and stuff like that. All right, so that's the story on Warrant. There's everybody's names. If you want on that waiting list, I am sold out on the pre-order, and I already have people on the waiting list that didn't get one. So they didn't get one on a pre-order. But luckily, I hopefully have more on the way. Those will be here next week. Okay? If I don't get any, I'll let you know, and you can start trying to find them elsewhere. I know I won't get any more after that. If we don't get any on that next shipment, then we definitely won't be getting any. So there's a good chance we will. Just like cherry pie, we got 150 and 150. The same thing will happen for this. So before long, these will be about, well, probably right now you could sell it for $75 or $80 on eBay. For sure. Just like that. That's a $75, $80 record on there. So it hadn't even come out yet. Street date's tomorrow. So back to the bin. Let me see what I missed while I was reading those names. Sherry Darnell, we got you down for a George Strait. Hendry, we got you for a Red Barn. Did I pull Kevin Huffman's Adore? Okay, Kevin Huffman, I've got your Adore. And then the waiting list was Danny, Grant, Dwayne, Paul, Eric, Alex, Nick, Gary, Ted, I've got you down again. Corey Costa, Daniel said, that is crazy. Warren is very high in demand because just when their records came out, they didn't make a lot on vinyl. Millions of people want them. I mean, there's no telling how many. If you polled people right now, would you like a copy of Warrant, Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich, an original or a reissue? There's a lot of people who want it. So, Thomas O'Brien, Peter, Juventude, and Carol Puckett. Carol, bad timing. I called you, and you had got in the shower, but I'll try again tomorrow. So, all right, next record is Whiskey Myers Mud, $29.99. Daniel also wants on the Warrant waiting list. I got Juventude. If anybody commented, Tanner, I may have not called you out, but I will do that. Chad, I will check my messages. Tyler Childers, Long Violent History. That is $26.99. Tyler Childers, Long Violent History. There was 2 people waiting on that. Let me get all the Warrant names out of the way. Who was waiting on that? I think it was, I know Lisa Montgomery. I remember seeing her name. Where are you, Tyler Childers? Lisa Montgomery and Bob Reiger. Lisa Montgomery and Bob Reiger, and Cody Chandler wants the other copy. That is $26.99. The cherry pie drawing. I don't have it ready. We hadn't done it, nor have I got it ready. And the YouTube... Tanner has it ready? Tanner has it ready. Excuse me. Tanner has it ready. We will be doing it tonight. And then the YouTube giveaway will be tomorrow. I think it'll be best to do that one tomorrow. Pretty much the window for that's been closed, but we'll do the YouTube giveaway tomorrow. Okay, so Sherry Darnell on the Tyler Childers. I had 3 of these ordered, but I mentioned the other night we were getting them in, and I pre-sold a couple. So if anybody wants a copy, this is the one that I don't show as often. Tyler Childers, Long Violent History. let me know right now so I can order you one. That's Cody Chandler got that one. Also, Hector wants on the wait list for Warrant. Sherry Darnell on the wait list for Tyler Childers. Daniel gets Whiskey Myers Mud. And Chris Kirkley on the wait list also for Tyler Childers. ZZ Top's first album. I only have one copy. That's a 180 gram remaster. New, $31.99. Coulter Wall, $29.99. Chad Duggan says maybe there's another Warrant reissue coming out. Great. I was wondering if they were going to do their other albums. You know, they've done the 3 big ones, and I figured Music on Vinyl, it's been such a success, they would. So, Paul Brothers also on the Tyler Childers waiting list. Brent Rabley also on the Tyler Childers waiting list. And Greg Hagewood, I have you down for ZZ Top. This is one of the few Coulter Wall albums I haven't had in stock in a while. I checked the bins, and I noticed stuff's empty. That one's $29.99. And here's a new release. Yes, Fragile. Let me read off the pre-order for this. It's a few names. Let me find it here. Yes, Fragile. Where are you? Right here. When you see this abbreviation, start your ear off right. Instead, I'll probably keep saying so I don't have to say that over and over. Start your ear off right. But Rhino does these colored vinyl. Sometimes they're not colored vinyl, but they do these new exclusives every January. This is actually a really nice looking pressing. It's a gatefold. Yes, Fragile, limited edition crystal clear vinyl. 75-year anniversary of Atlantic Records, and that's probably about a 50-year anniversary of Fragile. I think technically it is. And that is $29.99. If you don't have that already, the pre-order was Aram Lazelle, Jeff McIntosh, Michael Potts, and Jerry Stone. I only have one copy because we sold a couple extras than I thought we would later on after I posted it. So that is $29.99. Pete W. wants that one. If anybody else wants that, I'm definitely going to order more because I need one for my collection, and they appear to be pretty nice. That's a nice copy of Fragile that's in stock. So, okay, let's next. Good evening, Richard. Crimson Glory, I'm going to be posting that one pretty soon. There's a new Crimson Glory pre-order out for Music on Vinyl, and we'll put you on a waiting list. We also have somebody else on that's messaged us about that. We already have down. Sherry Darnell and Coulter Wall, and then Thomas O'Brien and Richard Allen on Fragile. Thomas O'Brien and Richard Allen on Fragile. So is Ron Phillips. Here's another Rhino Start Your Ear Off Right. This is the Ramones Subterranean Jungle. This is on purple vinyl, $29.99. The Ramones was George Buchanan, Jeff McIntosh, and Matt Scheiker. I only have one, and I'm taking orders. Ramones Subterranean Jungle, that's on limited edition purple vinyl. This is something that hadn't been pressed. I mean, you know, y'all see a lot of the Ramones albums we get. That's not one that they've pressed in some time. That is $29.99. Steve Howe also wants Yes, Fragile. Wow, how fitting. Steve Howe is the lead guitarist for Yes. He also wants a copy. John Sheehan on the Ramones. The pre-order for this was George Buchanan, Jeff McIntosh, and Matt Scheiker. If anybody else wants a copy on this, please let me know. Please let me know if you want a copy of that so I can get you in on the order. The Crimson Glory, I'm not even for sure of the title. Maybe the person who just asked can tell you. It looks like it's something in outer space. It looks like a satellite or something on the cover, but I hadn't paid that much attention. David Bowie Labyrinth is $36.99, and A Perfect Circle. This is already sold to Jeff Dedman. I actually had ordered this just for a restock, and he asked me if I had any, and I said, I have one on the way, and he went ahead and claimed it. This is a Music on Vinyl pressing. This is a 2LP, A Perfect Circle. If anybody wants this, let me know, and I will get you another copy next week. This is 13th Step by A Perfect Circle, $49.99. So John Sheehan on the Ramones, James McGowan, all the warrants are sold. We're just taking backup list. Those are $39.99 if you want on the backup list, or if anybody else does. Tillman said the name of the Crimson Glory, because he's the other person who wanted it, was Transcendence. Crimson Glory Transcendence is coming out Music on Vinyl. If anybody wants that, please let me know. Steve Howe also wants on A Perfect Circle waiting list, and so does Belinda Dobb, and Jerry Stone wants on the Ramones waiting list, James McGowan on the Warrant waiting list. We can go ahead and tag this one, though, for Jeff Dedman. Jeff Dedman, I've got you down for that. And Tillman Smoot wants David Bowie Labyrinth. Okay, that was our first crate of the night. That was eventful because of the warrant record. Let me go back through these one more time. We're also taking pre-orders now all of a sudden on Crimson Glory. So if anybody wants a copy of that, please let me know. I have went through the list of warrants. Richard, yes, you did get one. I'm almost positive. Yeah, Richard, you were the second person. You were way up there. You were the second person to claim one. So Jeff Dedman. He didn't comment. He posted he commented on a post earlier. Okay, so here was the first crate of the night. We have Pearl Jam rear view mirror. That is $34.99. Pearl Jam rear view mirror. That's volume 2, Pearl Jam's greatest hits, $34.99. We have Taylor Hawkins and the Coattail Riders, $26.99 for that. And Blink 182, Cheshire Cat. I've already read the pre-orders and waiting list for these. So if you want me to confirm, just ask. I've got the list right here in my hand. But these are available for sale if you want to claim them. Janie Lane, Catch a Falling Star, $28.99, red vinyl. Debbie Blair, I don't know if you're watching. I don't know if you still need one of these, but I had you on a waiting list, but I didn't think you needed one, so I didn't put you down. But if you do, let me know. Def Leppard, Euphoria, $39.99. John Prine, self-titled, $29.99. And Smashing Pumpkins, Adore, $49.99. Smashing Pumpkins, Adore. We have 4 of those left on hand. Tyler Childers, Red Barn Radio, $26.99. George Strait, Cold Beer Conversations. Whenever Preston Denny's watching, I think they said they wanted a couple copies of that. And then David Bowie Lambert, $36.99. And Coulter Wall, self-titled, $29.99. All right, so Don Unstad wants on the warrant waiting list. If you missed, Jerry Stone wants a Taylor Hawkins. That's not Taylor Hawkins. This is Taylor Hawkins. Thank you, Jerry. If you missed the warrant read-off list, we had 105 copies come in. I've got about 150 pre-ordered. Hopefully we get more shipments in. We will. We should get at least one more decent-sized shipment to at least cover the pre-orders. But if you don't have one, or if you're not on the list, I wouldn't wait till I physically have them on hand, because there'll be people throughout the week now that people know if they missed the news that they were reissuing this. The same thing happened for Cherry Pie. Word got out, we had them in stock throughout Facebook, and we sold another 20 just through direct messages, people asking if we had them or if we're getting more. So Greg Hagewood on Adore, and we have Scott Smith on Crimson Glory. Dwayne was out on the Adore. See if Dwayne Sevilla has an Adore. He wasn't on a wait list, so no, unless he got one earlier this week. I don't think you do, so I'll go ahead and pull one. Is there a Temple of the Dog? Yes and no. We have one from the last time Temple of the Dog came back in stock. I've got about 50 names on there. I think I've got 150 of those pre-ordered or back-ordered too. If you're interested, I can put you down for Temple of the Dog. Whenever they come back in stock, you'll get one, but there's no timeline on that. We might not see Temple of the Dog again for a week, or it could be 6 months. But if you for sure you want one whenever they come in, because I'm sure that's a pricey record right now, just let me know, and we'll put you on a wait list. All right, let's do a bin of vintage. Sorry, the first crate of new vinyl took 35 minutes, or probably longer than that, but there was some pretty serious stuff in there. I have about 3 more bins of new vinyl. Lots of new releases. Greg, the ZZ Top was $31.99. Kevin wants on the ZZ Top and Yes Fragile list. When you ship last week's records, they are shipping stuff right now. Actually, Tanner was just packing stuff just a moment ago. So we will be shipping. If you paid for an invoice, of course, you'll know when it ships when you get tracking number. But this is Thursday. Doug will be here all day tomorrow, Friday. He will be packing, and packing. He will send out a truckload of tracking numbers tomorrow, and we'll be sending out a truckload of records. So, all right, first bin of vintage is all new. This is all unshopped, new vintage arrivals. Here's the schedule for this week. I'm going tomorrow to look at 2 collections, coins and knives and records. If I can get it all squeezed in time, I think I can. We're having a sale Friday night, and we're having a sale Saturday night. New arrivals, there's stuff I promised people tonight that I don't have ready yet, but we'll have it ready at some point this week. And then we'll have new vinyl, Japanese auctions. By the way, there's a bin of Japanese records that I need to pull out so we can start auctioning them. I'll go get those unless you want to. Billy Joel, Piano Man. First OG record of the night. This is a VG copy of Billy Joel, Piano Man, $9.99. So, everything in here is check condition. Some great titles, though. Billy Joel, Piano Man, VG, $9.99. Walt Disney's Pinocchio. Walt Disney's Pinocchio is a VG Plus, $14.99 for Walt Disney's Pinocchio. Chipmunk Punk is a VG Plus, $14.99. Chipmunk Punk, $14.99, VG Plus. Jeff Miller first on Billy Joel. Jeremy, you were second. The Eagles Desperado, a VG copy, $14.99. So we grade accordingly based on condition. The jackets, I'll let you know if there's something wrong with them majorly, but most of the jackets are VG Plus or better. If they're in shrink wrap and near mint, I'll definitely let you know. But like a copy like this, that's a VG on the vinyl, it's, most of the jackets are VG Plus. If there's any major damage, I'll let you know. Rob Scheffler on Chipmunk Punk. We still got Pinocchio and the Eagles. The Jackson 5, this is technically called Dinah Ross Presents. This is a VG copy, $12.99. Original Motown. The Jackson 5 featuring I Want You Back. Bob Seger, Beautiful Loser, a VG copy, $12.99. Bob Seger, Beautiful Loser. It also has Kathmandu on there. That's another good one. Traveling Man, Nutbush City Limits, $12.99 for Seger. Francis Drennan wants Pinocchio, and Richard Davis takes Mr. Seger. Next is Molly Hatchet, Beating the Odds, with one of the Frank Frazetta covers. VG Plus, $14.99. I've sold a lot of Molly Hatchet over the years for people just collecting the cover artwork. $14.99 for Molly Hatchet, Beating the Odds. Fog Hat Live. Wow, this is in shrink wrap. And I say that because this cover is infamously known for the letters getting all gouged where they're kind of die cut. So this one's in shrink wrap. They're all perfect. The vinyl is VG, $9.99. That's also a great live album. Foghat Live, VG, $9.99. Jethro Tull. Now, we get a Blue Me and Jethro Tull albums, but this is their first album. We don't get this one as often. This is called This Is, This Was. What's it called? This Was. What's the order of that? This Was. VG copy, $9.99 for Jethro Tull. And Mott the Hoople, Rock and Roll Queen. Mott the Hoople, Atlantic. That is a VG Plus, $14.99. Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke. That is a VG copy, $12.99. If you hadn't figured out already, if you're a record collector, Cheech and Chong records are always kind of beat up. I think people got high and then just threw them on the ground and they got stepped on. So that's $12.99. Jeff McMaster on Foghat. Next is Calvin Ward on FH. That was probably for Foghat. Calvin, you were second. Greg first on Jethro Tull. And Brandon Jackson on Cheech and Chong. So did Brandon Jackson. Tom Rush, Take a Little Walk with Me. Tom Rush is EX. EX means just a tick. Just something holding it back for us saying it's a pretty close to a near mint copy. So that's EX, $14.99. Spooky Tooth, You Broke My Heart, So I Busted Your Jaw. VG copy of that for $9.99. And the Flashdance soundtrack. VG Plus, $14.99 for Flashdance. And BG's Idea. A VG copy, $9.99. Now this must be, I don't know if I'd want to watch this film or not. It doesn't look like something I'd be into. But I know one thing. It sold a lot of copies. That's as popular as Saturday Night Fever or what's the other one we always see? Footloose. Ed, how popular was Flashdance? It was really popular, Ed says. Let me go see if I can find the crate of Japanese vinyl back. Some movies I've got to watch just because they're iconic, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to be too much into Flashdance, though. So, all right, first Japanese auction. It's a Neil Young album that we don't get into often, and I've definitely never had a Japanese pressing of it. And I know lots of people want to buy Steve Perry. So let's get a couple auctions rolling. Let me push Warren off to the side just for a second. Let me figure out what I've missed since I stepped in the back. Juventude got Spooky Tooth. Let me pull that for Juventude. What happened to Spooky Tooth? There's that. Let's see. The terrible movie. You need to update my address too. I'll send you a message. Okay, thank you. And Jeremy wants MH, and I think that's for Molly Hatchet. All right, first two Japanese auctions of the night is Neil Young, Old Ways. This is a near mint copy, Neil Young, Old Ways. Like I said, we don't get too many copies of this to begin with, but this is a Japanese press. So the note on the back, we put the obi is split, which it is. The obi is split at the bottom, so just keep in mind on that when you're pulling it out of the cover like I just did. The vinyl, though, is, you guessed it, pristine, and this is actually a promo copy. See the 3 digits, that 3 symbol, Japanese symbol above the 1, and then there's some numbers and letters, then those 3 Japanese symbols. That means promo copy. Neil Young, Old Ways. This is a $40 start. The vinyl is pristine. It has the lyric book and the obi. You can make it look like it's on there, like that, after you put it in the sleeve, but it is detached at the bottom. That is a $40 start. That's a Japanese press of Neil Young, Old Ways. And then a $35 start on Steve Perry's Street Talk. Steve Perry, lead singer and frontman for Journey all those years during his era. And this is really cool. It has the Steve Perry sticker sheet. Oh my gosh. Look at all those Steve Perry stickers. $35 start. It also has this CBS kind of company form, lyric insert, Japanese insert, and the vinyl is pristine. The vinyl is pristine. Cool microphone. There's my microphone clipped to my hoodie string. That is a $35 start for Street Talk Steve Perry. Okay, back to the OG crate. We've got, I don't know, Men and Doors, The Hobbits, Communicate. This is a VG copy, $24.99. The Hobbits, Men and Doors, VG copy, $24.99. Midnight Express soundtrack. That's another one I hadn't seen. VG plus $14.99. This movie looks a little bit more interesting. VG plus $14.99. Jethro Tull, Benefit. That's a VG plus $14.99. Jethro Tull, Benefit, VG plus $14.99 on that. And Merle Haggard, Bonnie Owens. That makes 2 of us. Merle and Bonnie is in shrink wrap. It's a VG plus $9.99. And Whitney Houston, a VG plus $34.99. This one's in shrink wrap with the hop sticker, Whitney Houston. This one's called Whitney Houston, VG plus $34.99. Craig was first on Steve Perry at 35. Grant, you were second. Daniel, you were third. We got 3 bids on Steve Perry for the opening bid. Craig was first. Everyone else is out. Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor, their final album. VG copy, $19.99. Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor. Walt Cruz is at 37 on Steve Perry. Neil Young Decade is a triple LP compilation. This is a VG plus, $29.99. I mean, it's all of his best primo stuff, in my opinion. VG plus, $29.99. Heart of Gold, Cinnamon Girl, Mr. Soul. Has Buffalo Springfield stuff on here too. I'm a Child, Cowgirl in the Sand, Heart of Gold. I've already said that once. Lisa Montgomery, first to Whitney. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Hello, Mark. Welcome back. Walt Cruz is at 37 on Steve Perry. Lisa Montgomery got Whitney Houston. Arm Lazelle first to Led Zeppelin. Greg, you were second. Steven says, another night shopping incognito at work. Don't worry, you're not alone. We got 203 people watching. There's probably other people at work shopping right now. Steve Perry's at $40 and Craig's also at $40. The 5 Americans, I See the Light. I See the Light, the 5 Americans. That's a VG plus $14.99. Bad Company self-titled, a VG copy, $9.99 for Bad Company, Bad Company. The Mothers of Invention, just another band from LA. This is a VG plus $39.99. VG plus $39.99. The Mothers, just another band from LA. Imagine, John Lennon. This is a VG plus $19.99. Imagine, John Lennon, VG plus $19.99. And McCartney 2. McCartney 2 is a VG plus $14.99. Bob Madon first. Let me make sure there's nobody before Craig. Craig shared the track list to Steve Perry. And then right before that, Walt bid 42 on Steve Perry. I don't know what I just said. Craig shared the track list to Neil Young. Walt bid 42 on Steve Perry. Bob Madon is first to Bad Company. Greg, you were second. And Cody Chandler was first to Paul McCartney. McCartney, too. Thank you, Cody. Grace Slick, welcome to the Wrecking Ball. That is a VG copy, $9.99. Cody, while you're on, is that copy of Sturgill still laying around here? That one with the... Yeah, let me see that. Because Cody asked about that the other night. I can go ahead and show it and see if anybody else wants a copy. Cody, I know you asked about this, and it was one that I had on the way. Sturgill Simpson Cutting Grass, Volume 2. They still have in stock the indie exclusives with a glow-in-the-dark jacket, and the vinyl is the blue and white swirl. If anybody wants a copy of this, $28.99. Cody asked about that last week if he passes. Or even if he does want it, excuse me, let me slow down and try to speak English. We can take a waiting list for it. So that is Sturgill Simpson, $28.99. Okay, Steve Perry, Grant's back in at 45, and Walt says he's out. Grace Slick, we have the original motion picture score to Hang 'em High. That's a VG copy, $9.99. And Fess Parker, Cowboy and Indian Songs. I've seen a lot of, Davy Crockett records. I don't know if I don't quite recall that one. VG plus $14.99 on that. Big Brother and the Holden Company, self-titled, Janis Joplin, VG copy for $14.99. Big Brother and the Holden Company, original mainstream label, and Sticky Fingers. VG plus on the vinyl. OG has the zipper, $39.99. OG press of Sticky Fingers. VG plus on the vinyl, $39.99. Lisa Montgomery on the Fess Parker. Checking on Sturgill, sure, order somewhere. Okay, I'll give you plenty of time. Cool and the Gang, Celebrate. VG Plus, $9.99. Cool and the Gang, Celebrate. I'm pretty sure that's Celebrate Good Times, right? Jeff McMaster on RS, that's for the Rolling Stones. Ron Phillips, you were second. And Tracy Miller on Joplin. Big Brother and the Holden Company. That was Janis's band. Another Janis. This is Janis Joplin Pearl. This is a VG copy for $14.99. Janis Joplin Pearl, a VG copy for $14.99. And Otis Redding and Jimi Hendrix. This is from the Monterey Pop Festival. One side is Jimi Hendrix, one side's Otis Redding. This is a VG copy for $19.99. Otis Redding and Jimi Hendrix, VG copy for $19.99. Tracy also wants the Janis Joplin. Cody does take the Sturgill Simpson. If anybody else wants a copy, please let me know. I will get you one. I'm going to order more anyway. Those are $28.99. Jeff McMaster on the Otis Redding, Jimi Hendrix. That's sold to Jeff McMaster. And Ryan Anderson on the Mothers of Invention from earlier. Ryan, that is yours. Ryan, you have become quite the Frank Zappa and Mothers of Invention buyer. So, thank you. Cool and the Gang is a VG Plus, $9.99. Not a bad looking copy, just a little bit more scuffs than we normally like to put out for an EX, so definitely a near mint record. All right, final call on the Steve Perry. Let me show this one more time. Grant Peltzer's at $45. It's a near mint, pristine Japanese copy of Street Talk. And what I like about it, we've never had one before. This one has the sticker sheet with it. Grant's at $45. That's going twice, going 3 times. I'm about to sell that. If you want to bid, you better do it now. And I'm going to go ahead and end Neil Young. If anybody wants Neil Young Old Ways, you can buy that now for $40. Neil Young Old Ways. Brad Faust said he will take Cool and the Gang. Sell that to Brad Faust. All righty. Let me set Mr. Neil over here. I'll grab our next auction. Probably go ahead and grab our next 2 because I'm about to sell Steve Perry. Here's what's in the Japanese crate. Elvis, the Monkees, Boston, John Cougar, Lindsey Buckingham, Foreigner, Loverboy, Oak Ridge Boys, Marshall Tucker, Toto, John Cougar, Keel. Let's go ahead and run that one. Kansas, Sammy Hagar, Van Halen, Y&T, Wham, Duran Duran, Genesis, Yes. Ooh, Journey with the Obi. Escape, Knack, Kiss, Love Gun, Cheap Trick, Toto, Another Monkees, Village People, Kenny Rogers, Elvis, Band on the Run, Styx. Well, there's some good stuff in there. So, all right, let's go ahead and get Keel started. Keel, The Right to Rock. Japanese press with Obi, $35 start. This is near mint. One little corner bump right there. Obi has a little bit of a wrinkle. Other than that, you got the Japanese insert. You have this, was this a poster? No, just another lyric insert. And the vinyl, yep, it's near mint pristine. Keel is a $35 start. let's go ahead and end Steve Perry. That's sold to Grant Peltzer. No other bids on that. So Steve Perry goes to Grant Peltzer for $45. And Chasing Heart says the Marshall Tucker. The one we have in here is Ride Like the Wind, I think. Running Like the Wind. Yeah, Running Like the Wind. If anybody's interested, Tommy, it is a $35 start. Okay, I'm only going to, last week, just going through them once worked pretty good. I'm going to go through these one more time because there's not much left in here. If there's only a few, I'll only go through them. I'll go through them twice, but let me read through these one more time. Eagles is a VG $14.99. The Jackson 5 is a VG $12.99. Malta Hoople was a VG Plus $14.99. Tom Rush was EX $14.99. Flashdance was VG Plus $14.99. The Bee Gees was a VG $9.99. The Hobbits, a VG $24.99. Midnight Express, VG Plus $14.99. Jethro Tull, VG Plus $14.99. Merle Haggard, Bonnie Owens, VG Plus $9.99. Neil Young Decade. Carol, that was a VG Plus $29.99. The Five Americans was a VG Plus $14.99. John Lennon's Imagine, VG Plus $19.99. Grace Slick, VG $9.99. And Hang 'em High was a VG $9.99. All right, let's grab the next crate of new vinyl. That was some of our OG stuff. I've got more new vinyl right over here, I hope. Yep. All righty. A lot of titles in this one, or a lot of the same titles. So, all right. Keel and Marshall Tucker, $35 starts. If they don't get bids here pretty soon, I will sell them. All right. Country Squire. Yeah, that's the tough one to get right now. I don't know what the deal with it is, but it's not available. Susie wants Hang 'em High. Philip said he'd give 10 for the Five Americans. And Carol says he'll give 25 for Neil Young. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sell those. So Susie gets Hang 'em High. And then we're going to sell Philip Shoemaker, the Five Americans, for $9.99. And we're going to sell Carol Neil Young Decade for 25. Take 35 for Neil Young Old Ways. Sure. I'm in the selling mood tonight. Sell that to Tony Doyle for $35. Okay, here is a new release for Music on Vinyl. I actually sold a lot of these. It's 10 years, The Autumn Effect. $38.99 for 10 years, The Autumn Effect. Let me find this list. Where are you, 10 years? Is that a sheet? Hold on a second. That's all that. I don't know if I copied this one over. Let me pull out my laptop. Unless I'm just blind right now. What is that right there? I bet that's it. Okay, yeah, that's it. I didn't copy the name over. That's Yearbook 79. Okay, these are the names. All right, so 10 years, The Autumn Effect, available on vinyl for the first time. Music on Vinyl, $38.99. Here's everybody who pre-ordered one. Alex Roman, Dwayne Sevilla, you got 2. Cameron Martin got 2. Tony Johnson, Scott Smith, Mike Massey, Greg Hagewood, Charlie Sells, Jim Mallory got 2, and Matt Shiker. And this is for 10 years, The Autumn Effect, $38.99. So what I understand is these people are somewhat local, maybe Knoxville. I can't really remember, but that is $38.99. I can't remember the full story on that. It's been a while. It's been a few months since I posted that pre-order, but first time ever on vinyl right here. This is it, $38.99. Music on Vinyl. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 of those available. That's 10 years, The Autumn Effect. It was highly recommended. I mean, when I posted it, the people who knew about it and knew what it was, there was a couple people was like, I listened to that on repeat my senior year in high school. You know, great album, great album. So I'm curious. I might keep a copy myself, or at least, so. Okay, then this was a surprise. Well, yeah, there's 3 surprise restocks in here. I think some of y'all like restocks better than new arrivals. Here's the first one. Black Sabbath, We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll, which is a 2 LP Black Sabbath, pretty much a hits. we sold our soul for rock and roll, $44.99. The classic 1976 compilation, original Black Sabbath lineup, Ozzy, Tony, Geezer, and Bill. And yeah, Black Sabbath, Paranoid, War Pigs, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. It's a 2 LP hits. We sold our soul to rock and roll. That hadn't actually been in stock in quite some time. I have 5 copies of that. Black Sabbath, we sold our soul to rock and roll. This is new from Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab. This is the Alan Parsons Project iRobot One Step. Special audiophile edition, limited to 10,000 units. And yeah, that's Alan Parsons. That is the 33 1/3 MoFi One Step. That is $124.99. I have number 3083 in my hand of 10,000. Alan Parsons Project iRobot. That is the MoFi One Step, $124.99. Okay, let me see what I missed here. Amy says she's just looking. Sure. Steve Howe wants a Black Sabbath. So does Paul Brothers. And Black Sabbath is $44.99. That's a 2 LP. Pretty much a Black Sabbath's greatest hits. There's the Alan Parsons Project. Another restock of U2, the Joshua Tree. I'm getting these from everywhere now. $44.99. I've only got 1 copy of Cyndi Lauper True Colors. That is $38.99. That's a MoFi pressing. Cyndi Lauper True Colors, $38.99. And another restock of Morgan Wallen, If I Know Me, $29.99. Morgan Wallen, If I Know Me, $29.99 on that. All right, I'm going to end these auctions. If anybody wants Keel, Keel, that is a $35 buy it now, if anybody wants that. $35 buy it now for Keel, and a $35 buy it now for Marshall Tucker. 35 and 35. 35 and 35 on that. What's next? ZZ Top. I've already actually sold out of the first ZZ Top title tonight. Stacy wants a Morgan Wallen. So does David Schroeder. And John Mincemoyer said he would give Keel for 35. I think I missed another comment. Jerry Stone, Chad, can you order Collective Soul hits? I've got those back ordered, Jerry. I'm kind of just waiting for those to be pressed again. Jeff Johnson also wants a Morgan Wallen, and John Mincemoyer wants Keel for 35. Let me go ahead and sell that to him. 35. All right, so here was what was in our second crate of new vinyl tonight. I still got all 5 copies. First time ever on vinyl. 10 years, The Autumn Effect. $38.99. I have 3 copies left of Black Sabbath. We sold our soul for rock and roll. The MoFi One Step, which I meant to post I ordered this without taking a pre-order. I will probably post that I have them available now for any audiophile collectors. That's $124.99. U2, the Joshua Tree, $44.99. Cyndi Lauper, that is MoFi pressing of True Colors. Restock, $38.99. And then Morgan Wallen, I now have 2 left, $29.99. Ryan Rice wants 10 years after. Sell that to Ryan. Anybody else wants one, please let me know. By the way, warrants are in. Almost everybody who technically pre-ordered one got one. I have a long, exhaustive list that I'm not going to read again. But just so you know, if you were early on the pre-order, those are in. If you didn't know we were getting this and you want on the list, let me know. And they're $39.99. And before long, they'll probably be $50 and then $60 and then $70. So buy one now while you can. Vernon Lehman also wants a 10 years after, or just 10 years, not 10 years after, 10 years. And Charlie DeFrank, the Mott, the Hoople from earlier was called Rock and Roll Queens. I think that's what that one was called, Rock and Roll Queens. I've got a couple collections. Let me go ahead and show that other bin of new vinyl right quick. Let's see here. Let me go get that. I got some on-sale flip crates that I'm probably going to show sooner than later, too. And I got one more crate of new vinyl. I go ahead and do all the new stuff. Move the chair behind you here, Ed. I'm also going to move this crate. I'm going to move your prop. All right. So let's go ahead. There's only 3 records in this crate. We have Jerry Rafferty, City to City. This is a new, they didn't put any hop stickers on these, which isn't good for the people who probably didn't know a lot about it. But this is actually a 2 LP on gold or orange looking. It kind of matches the cover, gold, orange. This is Gary Rafferty, City to City. It's a 2 LP remaster. And it's been a while since I've seen a new pressing of this. $36.99. Steve Howe wants a 10 years after. I keep saying 10 years after. 10 years. 10 years. Excuse me. Is it the autumn? Let's see. Yeah, 10 years is the name of the band. They throw the word after, and it's a completely different band. So that's $36.99. Let me read everybody who pre-ordered that. By the way, Chris Kirkley, these are two things that we only had one copy of. Chris Kirkley, I had come back in stock. Eric Clapton, the complete Clapton box set, and I have you down for one. If you don't want that, let me know. And then Stacy Brown, I had a random copy of Yearbook 1979 showed up, and you were on a waiting list for that. That was 10 years. Def Leppard. I've already done Disturbed and Blink 182. I'm about to do ZZ Top. That was Warrant. Where was Jerry Rafferty? City to City. That's Paul Brothers, Jerry Stone, Joe Valentine, George Buchanan, and Greg Hagewood. Paul Brothers, Jerry Stone, Joe Valentine, George Buchanan, and Greg Hagewood. That's everybody who pre-ordered this. Of course, great album. Baker Street, right down the line. Stealing Time's Good, City to City, Home and Dry. That is $36.99. I've got 3 of those. I'm probably going to keep one of those. Colored vinyl. This was a surprise restock. Had no idea. Slipknot. This is Chapter 5, the gray chapter. Limited edition pink vinyl. There were some names on this list that I hadn't read in a long time. Let me find those. Here's everybody for Slipknot Volume 5. Bill Fratsky, Ryan Blum, Lou Hetzer, Paul Brothers, Danny Beza, and Kyle Gregory. So that's been a long time ago. If for some reason you don't need one of those, Bill Fratsky, Ryan Blum, Lou Hetzer, Paul Brothers, Danny Beza, or Kyle Gregory, just let us know. But we have you down. If anybody else don't have that, that has been a tough one to get. We've been waiting on this one for quite some time. That's Slipknot, the gray chapter. And that is on the limited edition pink vinyl. $36.99. 2 LP. 2 LP for Slipknot. All right. And next is Genesis Trespass. Genesis selling England by the pound. This is a new Seor, Start Your Ear Off Right, limited edition clear vinyl. I didn't do a pre-order on this one, but this is one of the new Start Your Ear Off Rights. $29.99. $29.99. How can you get on the pre-order list? Bob, that is on Facebook. I know you usually watch on YouTube, but if you do have a Facebook, let me know. I've been trying to figure out how to do pre-orders for people who don't have YouTube, and I'm either going to have to start making a weekly video or I can make posts on our YouTube channel. You can actually make posts on YouTube channels, so I may have to start doing that as we gain more followers on there that don't have Facebook. Or our website, yes. It's 2023, and I don't even utilize a website, but we have one. Slipknot is Vernon Lehman, and then the 2 Genesis are sold to Jerry Stone and Richard Davis. Those are new Start Your Ear Off Rights exclusives. Those are sold and sewn. Are you getting all the Seor titles? Yes, I've pre-ordered. Even if I didn't post a pre-order, I ordered all of them. The rest of this week's, there was like 12 that came out this week. The rest of them should be here tomorrow for Friday's show. All right, so the only thing left in here is Jerry Rafferty, City to City, and then Slipknot, the gray chapter. I need to post that in the group. Those are all still available. Let's do some on-sale vintage. I have some new arrivals too, but we've took the time to build some on-sale crates, and I'm going to build some more tonight. And when I say build, we go through our crates and we pick out stuff and reduce the prices. Let me go grab some of those. And I know y'all are going to like some of these, especially usually the higher price stuff, because it's half off of $40 records or whatnot. Yeah. And then also, let me grab this $14.99 bin. $14.99 first. All righty. But by popular opinion, they really like it when we have these bins. Kind of all the same price. So let me see what we got in here. I hadn't really got to look at them. Yeah, all right. Bubby Mercer wants put down for a second. Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich. Charlie DeFrank also wants a warrant. Danny Beza, I've got you for Slipknot. Debbie Blair wants on the Tyler waiting list. I guess that's Tyler Childers, Long Violent History. When is Fastway coming in? I'm not for sure. Can I get more of the Genesis? Yes, I can. Brian says he needs a Fastway. We can share that Fastway link. I don't want to leave my chat, but I don't know what the street date for that is, but it has to be soon. This is an on-sale crate. Some stuff in here is marked down $5. Some may be half off, but to keep it simple, everything in here is $14.99. Let me get our next two auctions rolling. Let's do Journey and the Knack. No condition notes on either one of these. All right, so Journey Escape, near mint with Obi, Japanese press, $45 start for Journey Escape. Appears to be very nice. It has one corner bump right here. Has the original Japanese insert, and the vinyl is near mint, pristine, Japanese quality. That is Journey Escape, $45 start, near mint, cover, Obi, and the Knack self-titled. Never seen a Japanese press of that with an Obi. First time we've had this one. Lyric insert, near mint Japanese vinyl. The Knack is $35 start. Of course, the hit on that one's My Sharona, but as most people say, overall, a really good rock album. $35 on the Knack, $45 on Journey. All right, everything in here is $14.99. Very simple. Rhinestone soundtrack featuring Dolly Parton. That is now $14.99. So a record like that was originally $24.99. So this is an on-sale crate at $14.99. The Jay Giles Band, Showtime. Showtime is $14.99. And if I don't say the condition, then you can assume it's a near mint, really clean copy, like that one right there. It looks like it's unplayed. We like nice, unplayed mint records. It takes us a long time to hunt and track them down. We have to do a lot of buying, a lot of traveling. But, they're nice if we say they're nice. By the way, for anybody watching you, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. If you're just hopping on and you're like, well, I don't know if I should buy from these guys or not, don't worry. Everybody watching right now has probably bought from us before, a big portion of them, and they'll tell you we back everything we sell. The Pretenders, Learning to Crawl, that's $14.99, back on the chain gang. The Crickets, Old, New, Blue, something gold, something new, something blue, and something else. The Crickets is $14.99. That's on the Liberty label. Detroit. This is a VG Plus Detroit with Mitch Ryder. Detroit, self-titled. That's featuring Mitch Ryder. That's a VG Plus on the vinyl. $14.99. Looking Through the Windows, the Jackson 5. This is about a VG Plus cover. Has some sticker residue. And VG Plus on the vinyl as well. The Jackson 5. $14.99. The Knack, $35.35. Jeff bid $36. Timothy Horn on Jay Giles. That is sold to Timothy. And Brent Rabley was Detroit. All right. We have Lovecraft, Valley of the Moon. That is $14.99. Lovecraft, Valley of the Moon. $14.99. And Sphere, live at Umbria Jazz. Sphere is a 1987 Italian pressing. That is now $14.99. The Smugglers, Selling the Sizzle. It's got a picture of a bunch of tasty-looking cheeseburgers. The Smugglers is $14.99. And Mass in F minor, the Electric Prunes. This is a VG Plus, half off at $14.99 for the Electric Prunes. $14.99 on that. Bad Company, Desolation Angels. Appears to be a very nice copy. $14.99 for Desolation Angels. Everything in here is $14.99. Just like Foreigner, Head Games. Nice copy, original inner sleeve. No condition notes on that. $14.99. And Procol Harum, Grand Hotel. This does have the booklet with it. Booklet is included with that one, $14.99. Quicksilver Messenger Service, original foil cover. This is on a red capital label, and that is $14.99. All right. Thank you, David, for the reference. That's right, Jody, $7 in limited shipping. Brandon, we have you down for Fastway. Okay, thank you. Well, make sure he is down. Brandon Jackson for one fast way. David Schroeder on the Smugglers. Thank you, David. Walt Cruz backing on the knack at 40. George Buchanan on Bad Company. And Bob says he's got to go back to work. Well, Bob, I hate to hear that, but I'll see you Saturday. There will be a show. Yes, Kevin Huffman, you were second on Bad Company. Waylon and Company. Waylon Jennings, that's now $14.99. And the Beach Boys. Made in the USA. That's a 2LP, $10 off at $14.99. Let's see. Kevin Huffman, you were second on Bad Company. Marshall Bassett first on Foreigner Head Games. And Tracy second. New records guaranteed as well. Yes, new records. If there's a pressing defect, something wrong with it, let us know. And we can get a refund. Unless it's something from a long time ago. You know, we hope that you do it within the couple, hopefully a week, maybe 2 weeks at most. But yes, like if you get something that's wrong with it, you can mail it back. And, sometimes, these new records, as fast as they make them, they nowadays, there's not as much quality control as there used to be. So, Tommy James and the Shondells, Hanky Panky, that's $14.99. And OG Tommy Shondell, or Tommy James and the Shondells. Rejoice is $14.99. I've sold a bunch of these before. Rejoice, self-titled, $14.99. And The Last of Big Maybell. It says promotional copy, not for sale. This is a 2LP. Looks like a compilation of The Last of Big Maybell, $14.99. All right, we're still bidding on these two back here. Walt Cruz is at $40 on the knack. That's going once, going twice on Walt Cruz, $40 bid. And Tom Ulanowski wants Tommy James and the Shondells. Surprisingly, I'm going to end this one and make it a buy it now. I'm sure somebody's on standby to buy it. If anybody wants Journey Escape with the Obi, near mint copy, don't stop believing. You can buy it now at $45. Buy it now. That's Journey Escape. I've only got one record over here that didn't sell besides the Journey. Sold to George Buchanan, $45. All right, so we're still bidding on the knack. Walt Cruz is at 40. That's going twice, going 3 times. Let's see. Sheila E is $24.99. That was $24.99. Everything in here is $14.99, by the way. Sheila E's $14.99. Wishbone Ash double live. That is now $14.99. Wishbone Ash. I've got Frankie Avalon singing on a rainbow. 1959 mono. That is $14.99. And Don and the Good Times. So good. Yellow Epic label. That's in shrink wrap. $14.99. Uriah Heep. Demons and Wizards. That's now $14.99. And the Fugs. Alive at the Fillmore East for Golden Filth. The Fugs. That is $14.99. Yeah, Golden Filth at last. Alive at the Fillmore. $14.99. The Birds, Younger Than Yesterday, is $14.99. And Traffic on the Road, that's a 2LP live Traffic album, $14.99. Bruce Springsteen, Tunnel of Love. Bruce is $14.99. And State Property, this is a 2LP from 2002, $14.99. Greg, we will take care of that. That happens sometimes. Arm Lazelle. Arm Lazelle on Procol Harum. Arm Lazelle on Procol Harum. Oh, condition. The cover is about VG Plus. It does have the book with it. I think I mentioned that. And no condition notes on the vinyl. I think it's about EX Plus. It's EX Plus. Probably pretty close to Near Mint Minus. Grand Hotel. That is $14.99. Next comment was Juventude on the Fugs. That's sold to Juventude. Corey Wade on BS. That was Bruce Springsteen. Belinda, you were second. Chuck Wilson, you were third. Jeff McMaster on State Property. And Arm Lazelle said sold on Procol Harum. Let's go ahead and sell the knack to Walt Cruz for $40. Wow, Walt won an auction. It seems like he's always getting outbid. I need a bottle of water for sure. I am thirsty. I'm as thirsty as the devil. I ate pizza again. I got to lay off all this sodium-enriched pizza. Yeah, I just got that notification. They're not going to replay that game, which is probably the right call. Ice cold water. I got to take my hoodie off here in a second. It's getting kind of warm in here. All right, everything in here is $14.99. Before that, let me at least introduce one more Japanese auction. Let's go ahead and pull out Kiss and Yes. Yes and Kiss. I'll get those started in just a second. Roy Orbison, all-time greatest hits, $14.99. The Osborne Brothers, Bluegrass Collection, $14.99 for the Osborne Brothers. Fats Domino on Stage, that is a sealed copy, $14.99. Yes, 90125. Yes, 90125. Nice copy. Can't believe no one bought that originally. $14.99. And Eddie and the Hot Rocks Fish and Chips. That's in shrink wrap, $14.99. Culture Club, Waking Up with the House on Fire, $14.99. Commander Cody, Hot Licks Cold Steel. Truck Driving Favorites, $14.99. And the Blues Brothers, self-titled. That is now $14.99. Stereo wants to know the condition of Roy. The all-time greatest hits. This looks like a near mint copy. I bet it is. It is. This is almost like unplayed. It is a 2LP. It's also a gold stamp promo. Stereo, that is near mint, $14.99. Hello, Mia. Bob McKinney, first on Yes. Alice, you were second. Is Head Game still available? No, Head Game's already sold. Brad, you were third on Yes, and Stereo does take Roy Orbison. All right, our next two Japanese auctions, we have Yes going for the one. This is a really nice copy, near mint with Obi, and when I say nice, it's nice. Kind of a trifold there. Yes, going for the one. This is the album where Rick Wakeman said he would come back to the band. He left them there for a while. There's the Japanese insert and then the Atlantic Records insert. This is a near mint copy. Pristine Japanese vinyl. Yes, going for the one. That's a $45 start for Yes, going for the one. That's auction number one. Auction number two is Kiss Love Gun. Could it have the Love Gun? I don't know. I hadn't even looked at this yet. Let's see what we have here. I mean, look all in all pockets. I don't think there's a gun with it. Kiss Love Gun. Nice cover, though. Has the Obi. No damage, no spotting, nothing like that. There's the Japanese flip. And, of course, this is the big primo, the big plus for this. It is near mint, looks unplayed. Not even any marks on the spindle. $65 start for Kiss Love Gun. $65 on that, Japanese press. Going for the ones, a $45 start. Everything in this crate is $14.99. Volume 2, the Silver Beatles, $14.99. And Volume 1, the Silver Beatles, $14.99. Lou Reed, Street Hassle. Has a little bit of cover damage down here at the bottom. That's now marked down to $14.99. Who Came First? That's Pete Townshend's solo album. Actually, his first solo album. It's on the original label, too. Track Records. That's $14.99. Gatefold pressing. Toto Hydra. Near mint. Milt Jackson. Olinga. These are all $14.99. Ted Nugent. Double Live Gonzo. That's $14.99. And so is Humble Pie. Lost and Found. This is a Lost and Found. A 2-in-1 repackaging of that album and that album. Safe as Yesterday, and I think just self-titled. $14.99 for that. George Buchanan bid $65 on Kiss. Tracy, you were second at $65. George was in first. And we have Family Fearless. That is now $14.99. Japanese CDs, regular CDs. I'm sure they are. Just about anything from Japan is a higher quality when it comes to media, electronics, a lot of stuff. The Kinks 20th anniversary, a completed collection. That is now $14.99. The Heavenly Kid soundtrack. The Heavenly Kid soundtrack. Half off at $14.99. Gold stamp promo. Kiss 65, 70, 75, and 75. Lots of bidders. Robert Johnson on Ted Nugent. Next is Eric Cartman. Boats Against the Current. That is a sealed copy. Now $14.99. Corey Wade wants the Heavenly Kid soundtrack. We have Bruce Springsteen, The River, half off at $14.99, and the Buster soundtrack starring Phil Collins. That's now $14.99. Also music by Phil Collins, Four Tops, Spencer Davis, Dusty Springfield, Holly, Sonny and Cher. Porter Wagner, I'll Keep On Loving You, a sealed copy. $14.99 for Porter Wagner. Joni Mitchell, Dog Eat Dog, is $14.99. And we have The Beatles, one of the many counterfeits slash unofficials that were being made. $14.99. Well, there's a bunch of those out there. Don't ever pay a lot of money for one of these unless you have somebody look at it. Roy Buchanan is $14.99. And Wishbone Ash, No Smoke Without something. What's that called? No Smoke Without Fire. That is $14.99. Wings, nothing to do with Paul McCartney. Just Wings. This is a white label promo, $14.99. And Jay Giles Bloodshot in shrink wrap, $14.99. Near mint copy. All right, Kiss 80, Kiss 85. Francis Drennan on Porter Wagner. And Robert Johnson on Roy Buchanan. So Porter and Roy, sold and sold. High bid, George Somers is at 85 on Kiss. Kevin Willis, you were second on Roy Buchanan. All righty. Let's flip through these one more time. Everything in here is $14.99. I'm just going to read through these pretty quickly. If you have any questions, let us know. $14.99. The Rhinestone soundtrack with Dolly and Sylvester. The Pretenders, Learning to Crawl. The Crickets, Something New, Something Old. Jackson 5. Lovecraft, Valley of the Moon. Sphere, live at Umbria Jazz. The Electric Prunes, Mass in F minor. Quicksilver Messenger Service. Waylon Jennings, $14.99. Beach Boys, Made in the USA. Rejoice is $14.99. The Last of Big Maybelle. Sheila E., self-titled, Wishbone Ash. Frankie Avalon. Don and the Good Times. Uriah Heep. The Birds, Younger Than Yesterday. Traffic. Let's see, Carol inquired about that one. The Osborne Brothers. Fast Domino on Stage is sealed. Freddie and the Hot Rocks. Culture Club. Commander Cody. The Blues Brothers. The Beatles. The Silver Beatles again. Lou Reed. The Who. Toto. Milt Jackson. Humble Pie, Lost and Found. Family and the Kinks. Wayne asked for the track list on this. A well-respected man, I Need You, Sunny Afternoon, Got My Feet on the Ground, Everybody's Gonna Be Happy, The World Keeps Going Round, Don't Ever Change, Wonder Where My Baby Is, It's Alright, You Shouldn't Be Sad, Dancing in the Streets, Cadillac, Beautiful Delia, Too Much Monkey Business, Got Love If You Want It, Louie Louie, I'm a Lover Not a Fighter, Nagging Woman, I've Been Driving on Bald Mountain, and Bald-Headed Woman. Wayne asked about that. It's $14.99 on sale. First claim out of here, though, was Lisa on the Rhinestone soundtrack. We got George Buchanan at 92 on Kiss. Lisa on Rhinestone. Tracy's out on Kiss. Philip Shoemaker said he would give $9.99 for Don and the Good Times. Philip, I am going to sell that to you for $9.99. Sell that to Philip Shoemaker. George Somers is at 95 on Kiss. Francis Drennan wants Waylon and Culture Club. Waylon and Culture Club. Those are $14.99. There's Culture Club, and there is Waylon. Those are sold to Francis. Right after that, Sean claimed Waylon at $11.99. Francis already got them. And then Richard Davis wants Springsteen, The River. George Buchanan is at $97 on Kiss. Wayne passes on the Kinks. He said he would give $10 for the Electric Prunes. Sell that to Wayne for $10. Sell both of these to Carol Puckett for $10 and $10. That's the Kinks. That's a great price on that Kinks compilation. And then that's a 2 LP. That's 4 LPs of music. Sell those to Carol, $10 and $10. Greg Brummett said he'd give 10 on Wishbone Ash. Sell that to Greg for $10. And then Lisa said she would give 10 for Maybelle, Big Maybelle. Let's pull that. Tanner, I'm throwing a lot of stuff at you all of a sudden. And then John Stevens said he would do 10 on Pete Townsend. I'm going to go ahead and let that go for $10. Pete Townsend to John Stevens. And the next comment was Humble Pie Condition. That was for Arm Lazelle. Humble Pie, Lost and Found. Pretty solid cover. VG Plus. I mean, not a lot of wear, really. Nothing wrong with the spine. This is from Pennsylvania. I can tell you because of this sticker up here on the top left. And this is, yeah, these are really clean. Both LPs, Mike, if you want that, $14.99. Next comment was Burt Jordan. He said Fats and Blues Brothers for $10 each. That was the sealed Fats Domino and the Blues Brothers for $10 each. Those are now sold to Burt Jordan. $10 and $10. Belinda, everything in here is $14.99, but it's quickly becoming... Now, I would really like to get $14.99 for this. This is a near mint copy of The Pretenders Learning to Crawl. I am selling some things at 10, but some things you never know, like this. And, well, Arm Lozelle is claiming humble pie, but I was about to say, some things may not be 10. Don't always take that for granted. Hey, I may say, or somebody else may claim it before you at full price. Bob McKinney, $10 on Sheila E. Sell that to Bob McKinney. Timothy Horn said he'd give 10 for the other Jay Giles. I am pulling that right now for Timothy Horn. Is that this one right here, Bloodshot? That's sold to him. And then Juventude wants Quicksilver for $9.99. And Arm Lozelle wants Humble Pie. Belinda, that was Humble Pie was $14.99. Okay, and then Belinda, if you want that, $14.99. If you pass at $14.99, Alice Lowry wants it. Somebody is getting it. That was a big stack of vinyl Tanner's taking over there to be sorted. Now, our auctions, we have Kiss at $97 with George Buchanan. George Buchanan has Kiss Love Gun at $97. If anybody was bidding and you still want in, now's the time. That's $97 going once, going twice to him. Belinda said she'll take it for $14.99. That's a good price for that record. It's in good condition. Original inner sleeve. Has a couple big hits on it. If anybody wants Yes, now's the time. You can buy it now for $45. Yes, going for the one near mint Japanese copy with Obi. I was trying to figure out what Yes records I had the other night. I was looking at some of their stuff on Discogs that they put out in the 90s that is extremely expensive. And I really don't even know what I have. All of my records are so buried. But there's a lot of records that I'd like to get by them later. So, George, the current bid on Kiss is at $97. George is on YouTube. He's bidding $97. And George is at $99. We got two Georges. We got George Somers at $99 now. Really nice copy. Near mint on the vinyl. Super nice cover. Insert. Only thing it doesn't have is the gun. Of course, if it did, we'd probably be looking at another $50 or something crazy for that little cardboard gun. But it's Kiss. That's what happens. Tom Ulanowski said he'd give $20 for both of the Silver Beetles. Sell those to Tom Ulanowski. All right. Since we had such a flurry with that crate, let me go through those one more time. Everything in here is $14.99. I'm going to start from the back again because I went through them very fast. I didn't even think I finished the crate and we started getting offers. The Crickets, something gold, something new, something blue, and something else. The Jackson 5, looking through the windows. Lovecraft, Valley of the Moon. Sphere, live in Umbria Jazz. The Beach Boys, Rejoice. Frankie Avalon. The Byrds, Younger Than Yesterday. Uriah Heep. The Osborne Brothers. Eddie and the Hot Rods. Commander Cody. Toto Hydra. Lou Reed. Milt Jackson. Eric Carmen, Family, Buster Soundtrack, Joni Mitchell, Dog Eat Dog, The Beatles, Wishbone Ash, and Wings. George, I promise, I'm going to get to your records in the next 24 hours. Same thing to Alex Roman. I've had a couple customers, really good customers, people who's been buying from me for years. Alex Roman, he's been buying stuff since I used to walk around with my phone, walking around the store selling anything I could anywhere in the store. He bought some presidential campaign posters from me years ago. But I've had a couple people drop off some records, and I have neglected to look at them, probably because they're buried in our storage room. When they got dropped off, they got buried, and I hadn't got to them. But I will. I'm sorry it's taken this long. They've had records dropped off here for me to buy them for like a month, and I hadn't touched them. So I apologize, everybody, especially George and Alex. But I feel like it's the first year things are somewhat getting back to normal. Right, Tanner? It's been busy, but things are somewhat getting back to normal. So, yeah, but we just kind of stay busy with drop-offs and buying. Okay, let me go grab another crate of on-sale stuff. George is at 105 on Kiss. That's going twice, going 3 times. I'm going to go grab this 19.99 crate and see what's in it. And we also got some $7 and $5 crates too. $7 and $5 crates as well. I'm going to go grab some of these. And what's that? Yeah. Yeah. We'll get all the warrants keyed in. All right. Okay. Love Gun. Sold George Buchanan, $105. Jeff McMaster said he'd give $9.99 for Lovecraft. Any warrant? No, none are available now. If you didn't get a warrant already, the waiting list will be for the next shipment that should be here next week. So if you don't have one of these already, you can get on our list. $39.99. I'll lock in that price for you. Could they be more in about a month? Absolutely. I could have another 100 that I'm selling for $49.99. So what was Lovecraft? Is that something still left in here? Yeah. All right. Sell that to Jeff McMaster for $9.99. This is a $19.99 crate. Let me get 2 new Japanese auctions rolling. We've got Cheap Trick, and we have Monkey's Best. All right. Cheap Trick, Heaven Tonight. This is a Japanese press, $35 start. Heaven Tonight. There's the original Japanese insert. There is the CBS Sony. That's actually the original, like, anti-static that came with it, I'm pretty sure. And near mint pristine vinyl. So this is a $35 start. There's the inner sleeve, the vinyl, the insert, cover, and Obi, $35 start for Cheap Trick. And Monkey's the Best. This is also a $35 start. Let's see what kind of tracks we got on here. There's the very nice cover with Obi. There's the Japanese lyric insert. And we have I'm a Believer, I Want to Be Free, Pleasant Valley Sunday, I'm Not Your Stepping Stone, Shades of Grey, Valerie, Words, Monkey's Theme, Last Train to Clarksville, She, Daydream Believer, Listen to the Band, Little Bit Me, Little Bit You, and Star Collector. All those classic Monkey songs. That is a $35 start on that. I was on the Tuesday night. Yes, Bob, I'm pretty sure you're on the extended waiting list. Any of the incursion. Yes, George dropped those off with the records he wanted me to look at. He dropped those off. So whenever I get all that deal finalized with him, because they're mixed in with that other stuff, I'll make sure you get one, Tracy, and then anybody else. Alrighty. $19.99 stuff. Groovin', the Young Rascals. Should be some pretty good records in here if we're marking them down to $19.99. This is a green and blue Atlantic OG. Looks like a really nice cover too. $19.99. Patty's at $35 on Cheap Trick, going once, going twice, and then this awesome Monkeys compilation. Also looking for a $35 start on it. The Who Sellout. This is a VG Plus, $19.99. One of the many Who albums that's tough to find in good condition. The Who Sellout. VG Plus on the vinyl. And about a VG minus cover. Has some writing, has some spine chipping. That is $19.99 though. Hard to find in general. The Mighty Quinn, Manfred Mann. This was VG Plus, originally $34.99. Now $19.99. Manfred Mann, The Mighty Quinn. Oh, yes I can. David Crosby, sealed. Sealed David Crosby from 1989 with hype sticker. That's $19.99. Arm Lazelle wants The Who. Jesse Hood was second. Final Call on Cheap Trick at $35. And Final Call if you want in on the Monkeys for $35. Grape Jam. $19.99 for Grape Jam. Original Columbia 2i, which I think most of them are. Cold Blood. This is called Cyphus, maybe. That is now $19.99. Cold Blood. We have Nazareth Full House. It's a gold stamp promo, 2 LP. Nazareth is $19.99. Will the Circle Be Unbroken? Will the Circle Be Unbroken? That is a 2 or 3 LP set. 2 LP, maybe with a book. That is now $19.99. Will the Circle Be Unbroken? Nashville soundtrack is sealed. That is $19.99. Sealed Nashville soundtrack. And David Allan Coe Spectrum 8. This is a white label promo. David Allan Coe, $19.99 for that. All right, Patty Gets Cheap Trick for $35. And if anybody wants the Monkeys, it's now a buy it now also for $35. The Monkeys Best. That's a buy it now for $35. The Monkeys Best. Next Japanese auction, I've got, let's pull something out of the back. Village People. Let's do Village People and Elvis. Village People and Elvis. Cruising, the Village People. Also, I was about to say that Obi looks a lot like a Kiss Obi because they were on the same label. Village People, Cruising, YMCA. This is a near mint Japanese copy. $35 start for Village People. And then Elvis Presley Love Songs. Interesting. Orange RCA. You don't have to say love me. Always on my mind. Can't stop loving you. This is an Elvis Japanese Love Songs compilation. Also a $35 start for that. $35 start for either one of those. Eagles, the long run. Everything in this crate is $19.99. Is everybody alive out there? I haven't seen a comment in like 3 solid minutes. And we have 173 people watching. Somebody needs to comment. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, if you want to hit that thumbs up button, I found out that helps tremendously. So new people can find our feed. And if you're on Facebook, of course, always make sure you like the post and share for us. That helps us out so much. If you're not buying something, if you're at least doing that, you might as well be buying something because somebody could hop on and then buy something because of where you shared it. So thank you. Glenn Fry, the all-nighter, that is a sealed copy. Sealed copy. George Buchanan said the Eagles condition. No condition notes on the vinyl. The cover, it's got a couple stray marks, like I've said before. Such a hard one to find in good condition. It's about EX Plus on the vinyl. $19.99. George, if you pass, it's sold to Jerry Wallace. Glenn Fry is sealed. Billy Preston and Sarita Fast Break soundtrack. Sealed. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2. VG Plus on the cover. 2LP Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2. $19.99. George Buchanan does take the Eagles. Jerry, you were second. The Pink Cadillac soundtrack. Sealed. $19.99. I don't know. This is Lily May. Forever and Then Some. This is now $19.99. We have ultrasonically cleaned it. Lily May, that's $19.99. Brent Rabley on Fast Break soundtrack. That's sold to Brent Rabley. Jimi Hendrix, Mr. Pitiful. That's now $19.99. And so is the official live Gentle Giant album. Playing the Full Gentle Giant 2LP live, $19.99. Hendrix, Gentle Giant. Live Cream. Live Cream is now $19.99. This one looks nice. Good start to the cover. Really nice copy. Live Cream. Yellow Atco label. And Volunteer Jam 6. Now $19.99. Well, special guest and friends. Crystal Gale, Dobie Gray, Charlie Daniels Band, Ted Nugent, Wet Willie. That is $19.99. Freddie Hubbard, Straight Life. Freddie Hubbard's now $19.99, and so is Bob Dylan's Street Legal. Looks to be a very nice copy. It is. Bob Dylan, Street Legal, $19.99. Corey Wade on Pink. That was Pink. Pink Cadillac soundtrack. That's sealed. Sell that to Corey Wade. Mark Cunningham on the Freddie Hubbard. Sell that to Mark Cunningham. And Jeff McMaster on FH. That was also for Freddie Hubbard. Jeff, you were second. Moby Grape. This is now $19.99. Another Moby Grape. Who do we have here for Moby? This one's called Wow. Wow, Moby Grape. $19.99. Little Feet. Hoy Hoy. Little Feet's now $19.99. Looks to be a very nice copy. Little Feet. That's now $19.99. Reminiscing. Buddy Holly. Reminiscing is $19.99. Let me pull that out. Let me get the sleeve the way it should be so I can look at it. Has the original coral sleeve. That is $19.99. Reminiscing, Buddy Holly. We have the Supremes sing country and western and pop. The Supremes is sealed, and that is $19.99. Supremes is sealed. Johnny Horton, All for the Love of a Girl. That is a sealed copy for $19.99. And Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Works. Works Volume 1, $19.99. I always think they're promo copies, but they used a white label for that one. All right, buy it nows on these two auctions. I didn't see any bids, so Elvis is a $35 buy it now, and so is Cruisin' Village People. Those are $35 buy it nows. Elvis, Village People. We also have a Monkeys over here, and Yes, and Marshall Tucker Band. Let's see here. Monkeys. Let's do this Boston and Sammy Hagar. Aha. Okay, so Boston, Don't Look Back, Japanese pressing of that. EX on the vinyl. I think there's maybe one mark, maybe keeping this from saying it's a pristine copy. So otherwise, though, it is extremely, extremely nice. This is Boston, Don't Look Back, Japanese copy. There's the EX, very, very close to near mint vinyl. There's the Japanese insert. We also have this original inner sleeve. And then the gatefold cover with a very cool Obi. Nice condition cover. Boston, $35 start. Just probably because it's EX. And then Sammy Hagar, 3-lock box. I don't know if I've ever had this one before, especially a Japanese press. Sammy Hagar, 3-lock box. Japanese insert, near mint vinyl, Obi. It's super nice. That is a $45 start for Sammy Hagar. $35 on Boston, $45 on Sammy Hagar. Jeff McMaster wants Hoy. Jeff McMaster on Hoy. Hoy, condition of Buddy Holly Reminiscing, stereo or mono. Buddy Holly Reminiscing is a, the catalog number is CRL 57426. CRL 52746. MG8766. They don't actually, it's not actually marked stereo or mono on the cover or vinyl or disc. No condition notes on it. VG cover, VG plus, EX plus on the vinyl, I would say. Hang 'em High is already sold. Yeah, Hang 'em High is already sold. 45 and 45 on Sammy Hagar. Grant was in first. Get your yayas out. The Rolling Stones. This is a 1970 keel press. The Rolling Stones. Get your yayas out. That is $19.99. We have Neil Young Trans. This is $19.99. Neil Young Trans. $19.99. The main ingredient, Aphrodisiac. That is now $19.99. The main ingredient. That's a half off price. Ted Mindpiece on the Rolling Stones. Sell that to Ted. We have Eric Clapton and the Yardbirds. This is one of those springboard compilations in shrink wrap for $19.99. The Black Hole, music by John Barry, a Disney soundtrack that is sealed, unopened. Unopened, $19.99. Madonna, Like a Prayer. This is a VG Plus. This is a full album from 1989. VG Plus on the vinyl. Madonna, Like a Prayer, just $19.99 now. Madonna. Deep Purple Burn. Deep Purple is $19.99. Repress label. Really nice condition though. Live Piece Toronto. Plastic Ono band. Has the hype sticker on the back. That's $19.99. And the J. Giles band, Blow Your Face Out live. 2LP live J. Giles, $19.99. So Grant's at 45 on Hagar. That's now going twice, going 3 times. Dale, you were second, so let me know if you're in. Ted got the Rolling Stones. Stephen Chesney's at 35 on Boston. Stephen, you've got that for 35, going twice, going 3 times. Tom Steyer gets Madonna. Tillman Smoot was second. Bob McKinney was first to Burn. And Juan, you were third on Madonna. And the last time Paul got his yayas out, he ended up in a police car. Not a good thing, Craig said. Fat Mattress. This is $19.99. Fat Mattress. Yellow Atco label. $19.99. All right, I'm going to read through these titles one more time. Everything in here is $19.99. Everything in here is $19.99. Josh Iannuzzi is at 36 on Boston. What's on Neil Young? And no, sir. So Josh is back in on Boston. I'm about to sell Sammy Hagar. I was going to make sure, because Dale bid, I was going to make sure he didn't want in, because Grant has that for 45. Jeff also bid 36 on Boston. Groovin' the Young Rascals. The Mighty Quinn, Manfred Mann. David Crosby, Oh Yes I Can, Grape Jam. We have Cold Blood, Nazareth, Will the Circle Be Unbroken, Nashville Soundtrack, David Allan Coe, White Label Promo, Glenn Frey is Sealed, the All-Nighter, Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2. What was her name? Lily May. Jimi Hendrix, Mr. Pitiful, The Official Live Gentle Giant, Live Cream, Volunteer Jam 6, Bob Dylan Street Legal, Moby Grape, The Supremes Sing Country and Western Pop, that was sealed, Johnny Horton, All for the Love of the Girl, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Works, Reminiscing, Buddy Holly, Neil Young, Trans, I think someone asked the track list for that, Made Ingredient, Aphrodisiac, Eric Clapton and the Yardbirds, The Black Hole Soundtrack, there's John Lennon, Jay Giles, and Fat Mattress. Fat Mattress. Wayne said he would give $30 for Naz and Manfred Mann. Back up to the top of the comments. That's Naz and Manfred Mann. These two are sold to Wayne for $30. That's $15.15. Boston 36. Boston 36. Sammy Hagar 50. Boston 37. Boston 38. David Tate said he'd give $16 for Volunteer Jam. Sold. And anybody else? Does anybody else want to make an offer on anything that's left in here? I will entertain your offers. Grant Peltzer's back in on Hagar for $51. $20 for Cream and Eric Clapton. Justin, I would do $30 for Cream, the live Cream and Eric Clapton. This and Cream and, yeah, the Clapton was right up here. I would do $30 on those. And then Ted said he would give $30 for Cream, Young, and Jimi Hendrix. Well, let's see. One of those was in his bundle. But Ted, if you want Neil Young and Jimmy, I would do $30 on those. And if you want all three, it would be $45. All right. Let's see. $25. I'm doing that just because of this record right here. It is a Springboard compilation, which is usually not the best quality, just FYI, but it's got Eric Clapton on the cover, and he's doing some Yardbird songs, and that's also very popular. So I will sell that to these two to Justin for $25, Tanner. Next is, so Ted, I just sold the Cream, but if you want Jimi Hendrix and Neil Young, I'll sell those two for $30. Yeah, Jimmy and Neil Young, yeah. All right. Jeff McMaster is at $40 on Boston. Ron Phillips is at $15 on Dylan's Greatest Hits. Dale Shannon is at $55 on Sammy Hagar. Chip said $30 for Black Hole and the Supremes. Sealed, getting a couple sealed records for $30. Sell those to Chip. So Ron Phillips got Dylan for $15. We're going to sell both of these to Chip for $30. Sell both of these to Ted for $25. Young and Jimmy, sell both of those for $25. Grant's out on Hagar. So update on our two Japanese auctions right quick before I tag you more records. Sammy Hagar is at $55 with Dale Shannon. Near mint copy of Obi. The other bidder's out, so Dale has that for $55. Going twice, going three times. And the current bid that just came in on Boston was Josh Iannuzzi, and that is $41 on Boston. This is EX. Nice cover with inserts, and of course the Obi's on there. Okay, then the next offer was Grape Jam and Fat Mattress for $25. Sell those to Juventude for $25. Grant's out on Hagar. Tracy Tallman's at $15 on Groovin'. Sell that to Tracy Tallman. Travis Tidmore at $15 on the Main Ingredient, and that is also sold to Travis. All right, so Boston 41, Sammy Hagar 55. I think they're still bidding on Boston. We're almost done on Sammy Hagar. Anybody want to make an offer on anything in here? It looks like the magic price now is $15. There's probably, I would sell just about everything in there for $15. I can't remember what's left, but if you're interested, now's the time. We have Jay Giles live. Somebody asked about linen. I forgot about that. That was Belinda. The linen is in shrink wrap. The vinyl is very nice. Very, very close to near mint. Has this hype sticker about the calendar. Very tough to find the 1970 calendar in there, but That's $19.99. So is Jay Giles, Buddy Holly, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, The Sealed Johnny Horton, Bob Dylan, Gentle Giant, Lily Mae, Glenn Fry from the Eagles, that was sealed. David Allen Coe, White Label Promo, Nashville sealed with a circle being broken. Cold Blood, Grape Jam, and David Crosby. By the way, Juventude, there is another grape in here. There's another Moby Grape Jam. Sealed David Crosby from 1989. Todd Pratt wants Glenn Fry. Tracy Tallman on Jay Giles. Let's go ahead and sell Sammy Hagar for $55. That's sold to Dale Shannon for $55. And final call now. Final warning on Boston. Final call on Boston. Josh says he's out. Josh, you have it right now for 41. Yeah. You're the high bidder right now at 41. Jeff Johnson was at 40. Unless something's come in that I hadn't seen yet. Okay, changing crates. Let me condense these two. I've got what's left over from the last one and this one. Let me condense those. That was a nice crate. I'm going to go grab another one. All right, so that was what's left for that one. I like emptying crates. Right, Tanner? Seth has showed up for work. He's only 2 hours late. Wow. Ed's probably relieved. We thought you fell on your head again. Okay, let me go grab another crate. Give me 5 seconds. Just 5 seconds. All righty. No, Seth's not fired yet. He could be at any moment, though. So it's a daily thing. Okay, I'm kind of confused on the Boston. So I need to make sure. I'm kind of confused. Josh, you've got it for $41, even though you said out. So I need some confirmation that you want this for $41. If not, I'm going to sell it to Jeff. But you're the high bidder at $41. And if you're passing, I need to figure out who was back, and we may even have to redo it. But you were high bidder, and then I seen where you said out. So I got to figure out what to do there. I'll grab our next auctions in just a second. Okay, everything here is $9.99. This is a on-sale crate, $9.99. Very easy. Everything in here is almost $10, but you get a penny discount on sale. Bachman Turner Overdrive, $9.99. Bachman Turner Overdrive, self-titled. This is a really nice copy, $9.99. Steve Winwood, Talking Back to the Night. That is $9.99, Steve Winwood. We also have Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys. Bill Monroe is $9.99. John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown. That is $9.99. Pete Townsend, Empty Glass, is $9.99. And John Lennon, Double Fantasy, $9.99. Original inner sleeve, $9.99 on that. We have James Taylor, One Man Dog. The title escaped me there. Green Warner Brothers label, OG Press, $9.99. The Buckinghams in One Ear and Gone Tomorrow. The Buckinghams is $9.99. And all the heavy hits of Mitch Ryder. This is $9.99. All the heavy hits of Mitch Ryder. Okay, so Tanner, I guess go ahead and sell Jeff Johnson the Boston for $40. I'm not for sure what happened to Josh, but we'll have to sell that to Jeff for $40. And then George Delisle gets Bill Monroe for $9.99. Wayne Carr was second. Brian Hummel was third. Carol Puckett on John Lennon. and Marshall Bassett on John Cafferty. Those are all sold and sold. Pete Townsend, Deep End Live. Pete Townsend Live is $9.99. Gary Burton, Good Vibes. That's in shrink wrap, $9.99. Every Mother's Son is $9.99. And so is Peter Frampton's Camel. Peter Frampton's Camel, $9.99. A&M Records. Bachman Turner Overdrive Freeways. That copy's in shrink wrap. And For Your Love, Peaches and Herb. That's also $9.99. Ian Hunter, You're Never Alone with a Schizophreniac. $9.99 for Ian Hunter. All right, let me grab some new Japanese pressings. I've got, what do you think about Foreigner, Tanner? Tanner said send it. All right. And an Obilus Van Halen. All right, Foreigner 4. Japanese press. This is a $35 start. Near mint with Obi. It's got a one little corner ding crease right here. I don't know if it came with an insert. If it did, it doesn't have one. No inserts or anything. Near mint vinyl. Foreigner 4. That's a $35 start. Foreigner 4. $35 start on that. Then we have a Japanese press of Van Halen. Women and Children First. If you don't have this one, this is a nice substitute to maybe you can find one with an Obi. Near mint vinyl. Pristine. There's the magic word. There's the insert. And this cover is about VG+. It does have a little bit of ring wear on it. A little bit of wear on the cover. $35 start for Van Halen. $35 and $35 for those. Foreigner and Van Halen. Those are pretty well asked about records. Everything in here is $9.99. Hot Tuna is $9.99, and so is the Jewel of the Nile. Jewel of the Nile. That's a soundtrack. Quarter Flash and Shrink Wrap is $9.99. Jackson Browne Holdout. Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth is self-titled, $9.99. Charlie DeFrank says Crosby for $15. That was earlier, but we still have it. Sell that to Charlie DeFrank for $15. Sealed David Crosby. We have Cat Stevens, Buddha in the Chocolate Box. That's $9.99. So is Randy Meisner, One More Song. That's $9.99. And the Chambers Brothers, Love, Peace, and Happiness. VG Plus, $9.99. Blitz. What's that say? B-L-I-T and then a backwards S. Promo copy. That's $9.99. Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys on Stage. Sealed copy. Gordon Lightfoot, Old Dan's Records. Everyday People in shrink wrap. I think this is on the Paramount label. $9.99 for that. Everything in here is $9.99. Teen Idols compilation. This is artists such as Fabian, Conway Twitty, Brian Hyland, Dion. I didn't know Conway was considered a teen idol, but he's on this compilation. Pat Boone. That's $9.99. Brandon Jackson on Blitz. Sean Foxborough first on the Bob Wheels. Justin Cleveland, you were second. Three Dog Night, Hard Labor, $9.99. Carlos Santana, Havana Moon, $9.99. The Nutmegs, Greatest Hits, $9.99. Jefferson Airplane Bark, that's $9.99. And Crosby, Stills, and Nash, CSN, that's $9.99. Liar Set the World on Fire, that's $9.99. Straub's Deadlines, $9.99. And Paul Young, No Parallel. I think that's how you say that. Is that what we determine? No, or Parlay. No Parlay, or something like that. Tommy Flowers on the Nutmeg. Rydell Martin was second. Bob Geldof, Deep in the Heart of Nowhere, $9.99. And Nick Gilder, City Nights, with Hype Sticker. John Stevens on the Paul Young, No Parlay. I don't know where I came up with parallel at. There's not enough letters in it for that. John Stevens was next, or John Stevens was first to that. Born Again, Randy Newman, that's $9.99. Outlaws Playing to Win is $9.99. The Guess Who, Canned Wheat, you guessed it, $9.99. Straub's, No Madness. The Only Ones, Special View. And that's everything that's left in the $9.99 crate. Okay, if anybody wants these Japanese pressings, Foreigner is a $35 bot now. Where's the autographs? Oh, guess what, John? I don't have those ready. Didn't I promise John something if I didn't have those ready tonight? Like a free Pablo Cruz record? I think that's what I said. Sell Derek the Van Halen for $30. We have another $9.99 crate. I've got to go grab it, and I'm going to go through our near mint new arrivals in just a second. Okay? I've got to do that in... let's go ahead and do that right now. I have another crate. I have 3 crates of new arrivals that I've yet to go through. Let's go through one of those new arrivals. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to go through. I thought he had another bin of check condition. Let me see what this one is. Yeah, let's go through this one. Alrighty. There's a free butcher cover. I still hadn't found them. John called me a while ago when I was on the phone. I was most of the way down here. I was on a phone call, and he tried calling me probably to let me know where those were, and probably to tell me about some other stuff, and I couldn't answer. So he was probably telling me where he put those autographs, because I texted him this morning and told him to find them all and set them aside, and I'm sure they're back there in the back waiting on us. The price for Foreigner 4 was a $35 buy it now. Foreigner 4 was a $35 buy it now. Okay, Band on the Run, REO Speedwagon is next. But Tracy, it is available for $35. Band on the Run, Japanese press. Let's see what we have here. We have the Japanese insert. We have what looks like another Japanese insert. This also came with a poster and an inner sleeve, which is not with this one. Nice cover, does have the obi. And this will be, let me check the vinyl. Very nice. Band on the Run, Paul McCartney and Wings. This will be a $35 start. Paul McCartney and Wings, Band on the Run. $35 start for that. Nice. Has a Japanese inserts with that. I think it came with originally a couple other pieces though. And REO Speedwagon High Infidelity. Another Japanese press of this. Near mint. This one's complete with the insert. Very nice. Very well taken care of stuff. $45 start for that. $45 for that. $35 for Band on the Run. Okay. These are new arrivals as marked, as stickered. Mac Wiseman Golden Classics. This is a sealed copy of Mac Wiseman Golden Classics. That is $14.99. The Jazz Greats of Modern Times United Artists compilation. That is $19.99. The Jazz Greats of Modern Times. Captain Fantastic Elton John, $19.99. And I was going to see if it had any inserts with it. I see an inner sleeve, but this is, yeah, $9.99. Or excuse me, $19.99. Elton John, Captain Fantastic. Jermaine Jackson, Let's Get Serious. This is $14.99. Slave, The Hardness of the World on Cotillion. Promo copy, it looks like. $19.99 for that. And I think we're all bozos on this bus. The Firesign Theater. Firesign Theater, $14.99. And David McWilliams, Days of Pearly Spencer. In shrink wrap on the cap label. David McWilliams, $24.99. And the MGs on stacks, $19.99. Tracy said sold on Foreigner 4. That was sold. I forgot to pull that. Tracy McFadden said sold. Check your text from the last crate. Charlie, I've already pulled that for you. I've already pulled David Crosby. Challen Alan Parsons Project Time Machine MOV in stock. I do not have that in stock. Foreigner was $35. Looking for $45 on REO Speedwagon and $35 on Band on the Run. Ian Whitcomb's Mod Music Hall, $14.99. A Pocket Full of Miracles, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. This is a 1970 white label promo, $19.99. Jeff McMaster is sold on MGs. We have Mick Taylor is $19.99. Olivia Newton-John, Don't Stop Believing is $9.99. Olivia Newton-John, Don't Stop Believing. Dave Mason, Headkeeper, $9.99 for Dave Mason, Headkeeper. Jimi Hendrix, Gangster of Love, Jimi Hendrix on Top Line Records, $24.99. Jody Watley, $14.99. That's the full album. Usually you see the single. And Units, New Way to Move. Units is $9.99. New Way to Moves. Andy Bound, is that what that says? Andy Bound, Gone to My Head. That is $19.99. Let me get these situated right quick. Units, The Last Words. The Last Words is $14.99 with one of those really cool covers I like. That's $14.99. And Billy Idol, Moni Moni Live. It has some spine issues. Spine is pretty chipped. $19.99. Near mint vinyl. David Bowie, Moni Moni Live. Okay, next was Richard Davis on Jody Watley. And if anybody wants these, they're now buy it nows. REO Speedwagon, High Infidelity. That's a $45 buy it now. And Paul McCartney and Wings, Band on the Run, is a $35 buy it now. $35 buy it now for that. Alrighty, if anybody wants those, you can claim them as fast as you can type. 45 and 35. REO and Paul. Next, we have Duran Duran and Styx. Let's do that. Duran Duran and Styx. Okay, Steve Botsford takes the Wings, and that was what I just had up here, right? Yeah, $35 on that. Paul McCartney, Band on the Run, Wings, $35. Duran Duran Arena. Duran Duran Arena. This is a $45 start. Japanese pressing, gatefold with Obi. Live Duran Duran has a corner bump right here. Has this Duran Duran video insert. Has like just a record flip, kind of like a promotional piece insert. Japanese insert. I don't know how many more times I can say insert. And here's another insert. That's like a poster flip book. That's a lyric. That's like a record flip. That's a video informational advertisement. There's the actual cover. And then there's the important part, the vinyl. $45 start on that. And then what appears to be a really nice cover of Styx Cornerstone. And that is a $35 start on Styx Cornerstone. Near mint, I'll go ahead and show this as well because it includes this right here, which is actually in really good shape. The vinyl's near mint. There's the cover and Obi. $35 start for that. $35 start for Styx Cornerstone. The Mick Taylor, somebody's asked about that. We have David, I don't know why I keep wanting to call that David Idol. Billy Idol, Andy Bound, Last Words, Units, Jimi Hendrix, Dave Mason, Olivia Newton-John. We have Mick Taylor. Mick Taylor is $19.99. That's what I think some people is inquiring about. Let's see. The Foreigner is sold. Andrew. The Foreigner is sold. Foreigner is sold. Foreigner is sold. The Foreigner record is sold. It is no longer available. Brian McDonald Group. Desperate Business. $9.99. Oak, Set the Night on Fire is $14.99. And we have Tampala's Exchange. Is that what that says? Tampala's Exchange. Some interesting stuff. $14.99. Can I order it? He asked earlier, do I have it? Can I order it? I will check. Let's write down Alan Parsons Project Time Machine. I will check. And then Carol says, and then Brent Rabley wants Mick Taylor. Okay. So that is this one right here. That's sold to Brent Rabley. Next is Jefferson Airplane Volunteers. This is $29.99. A 1969 Indianapolis press with insert. 69 Indianapolis press with insert. $29.99. Does have this right here with it. $29.99 for Volunteers. Carol claimed it. Carol claimed it? What was the Mick Taylor? I have it. I think Carol was saying no. He already has it, is what I get out of that. Cat Stevens, Buddha in the chocolate box, $14.99. But if I'm wrong, Carol, just let me know. Henry Gross, $14.99. I don't think I've ever recall seeing this one. Henry Gross, self-titled. Al Jarreau, All Fly Home. That's a new one on me from him. $9.99. AJ, Marlon Jackson. Marlon Jackson is $9.99. Stan Getz, Eloquence. Stan Getz, Eloquence. VSP Verb label. That is $19.99. Tommy Flowers takes the Owl. So did Tommy Flowers. Kugat's Favorite Roombas. That is $14.99. Fiona is $9.99. Fiona is $9.99. And we have eye level, $9.99. Jeff McMaster on SG, which was Stan Getz Jets. And if anybody wants to buy these, you can now buy them now. Sticks Cornerstone is a $35 buy it now. And the Duran Duran Arena is a $45 buy it now. Duran Duran Arena is a $45 buy it now. Or maybe, yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I said. $45 buy it now on that. Duran Duran. Sticks. Nice copy. Probably the sticks, the foil on that always has a lot of wear on it. That was a nicer one that I've actually seen in a while. John Cougar and Y&T. John Cougar and Y&T. These are $35 starts. Y&T and Rock We Trust and John Cougar Mellencamp Scarecrow. Those are $35 starts. Jimmy and the Mustangs. That is $9.99 in shrink wrap. Sorrow's Teenage Heartbreak. $19.99. Sorrow's Teenage Heartbreak. The Kennedy Nixon The Great Debate 1960. $24.99. Devon Square Walking on Ice. $9.99. The Adventures is $9.99. Gold stamp promo. The Adventures. Mal Waldron, Blues for Lady Day. Mal Waldron. A personal tribute to Billie Holiday. $19.99. The Evita soundtrack. $19.99. John Sebastian, Tarzana Kid. I don't think I've ever seen that. $9.99. Mason Prophet is $14.99. Mason Prophet. Rockfish Crossing. Billy and Lisa, Wake Up the Neighbors. $9.99. Paul McCartney and Wings, Wings from the Wings. 1976. This is some kind of strange compilation. I Will Rejoice. What's going on here? Did somebody use this cover to put this in here? It's a Paul McCartney and Wings 3LP live bootleg from the LA Forum, 1976. It's on blue vinyl, red vinyl. It's on red, white, and blue vinyl. 1976 live Paul McCartney and Wings. Wings from the Wings. That's $49.99. And Roberta Flack featuring Donny Hathaway. That is $9.99. I think we are waiting for the Todd Rundgrens to ship. We are waiting for those to ship. Hadn't got them yet. Waiting for those to be delivered, really. Okay, if anybody wants John Cougar, $35 buy it now. If anybody wants Y&T, $35 buy it nows on those. $35 and $35. Let me grab, let me see. I was going to go through some of the Bob McKinney Gets Y&T. I was going to go through some of our new vinyl in case, I think I see a couple names that wasn't watching earlier in the show. Let me do a couple sorts here. Let me get this sorted. That was something I've already shown tonight. Because I probably can condense it all into about one bin. And you may have missed some stuff earlier. So, yeah, let me put these up here first. All right, the first thing was we got a restock, or this is a new arrival, which is the Jerry Rafferty City to City. Jerry Rafferty City to City and that is $36.99. Jerry Rafferty, City to City. That's a 2LP orange vinyl, 2LP remaster. I think that's the first time that's ever been 2 LPs. That's a new Start Year Off Right indie exclusive. We have Slipknot, which is Volume 5, the Gray Chapter, a surprise restock of that on pink vinyl. $36.99 for Slipknot, the Gray Chapter on pink vinyl. $36.99. Also got, let me pull these out of the other crates. I got 2 copies left of Morgan Wallen, If I Know Me. Morgan Wallen is $29.99. Cyndi Lauper, MoFi pressing of True Colors is $38.99. And we've got 2 copies of Joshua Tree, U2. That is $44.99. This is new from Mobile Fidelity. It is the Alan Parsons Project iRobot. That's the one-step single disc, 33 1/3. Those are $124.99. I've got 5 of those. Bob McKinney wants a Slipknot. Sell that to Bob. And then 3 copies left of Black Sabbath. We sold our soul for rock and roll. That hadn't been in a long time. That's pretty much a Black Sabbath hits. We sold our soul for rock and roll. I have 3 of those left. We sold a few. And only 2 copies left of the new music on vinyl release of 10 Years, The Autumn Effect, $38.99. Eliminator, yes, that's the only one I didn't read off because I don't have any extras to show or sell, but the ZZ Top was George Buchanan, Greg Hagewood, Sherry Darnell, Robbie Reasonover, and Rick Hayes. There was like 5 other people that wants one, and I didn't have enough. I've got to order more of those. That was George Buchanan, Greg, you got one, Sherry Darnell, Robbie Reasonover, and Rick Hayes. Patrick Carter wants a Black Sabbath. We sold our soul for rock and roll. I have 1 of those left if anybody wants one. All right, so that was 10 Years, Black Sabbath, Alan Parsons, Joshua Tree, Cyndi Lauper, Morgan Wallen, Slipknot, and City City. It's 10 years numbered. No, they did not make this as a numbered series. It's just a standard release on black vinyl. They did not do that one limited or numbered or colored. I posted that. I sold a lot more, I guess, including pre-orders. I sold over 20 copies or 18, something like that. So I sold a lot more than when I first seen that, being that I didn't know what it was. And this was the very first crate of the night. We have Pearl Jam Rearview Mirror, which is their Greatest Hits Volume 2. I have 2 of those left at $34.99. Taylor Hawkins and the Coattail Riders, $26.99. Blink-182, $31.99. Janie Lane is $28.99. Def Leppard Euphoria, $39.99. John Prine, $29.99. 2 copies of Smashing Pumpkins Adore. That is $49.99. More Tyler Childers are in. Red Barn Radio, $26.99. And George Strait, Cold Beer Conversations, $29.99. Coulter Wall, self-titled, $29.99. Last copy. Last copy of Lambert, $36.99. And Janie Lane sold to Bob McKinney. The crate with the Rush. The Rush, this was some stuff from the other night. These are all new arrivals too. Rush Permanent Waves box set. That's the 3LP edition. $79.99. We have Gary Newman, The Pleasure Principle. That is $28.99. Fleetwood Mac's Greatest Hits is $31.99. Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced? $28.99. Aerosmith, Get a Grip, $48.99. A restock of Pearl Jam Versus, $34.99. Fleetwood Mac Rumors is $31.99. And of course, Slipknot Iowa, probably the biggest selling Slipknot album, $36.99, at least for us. And Smashing Pumpkins Gish is $39.99. All right. Let's see, 9:23. I've got 2 more crates of new arrivals to go through, and I've got like 3 crates of on sale. I need to take a pause though. It's 9:23. Greg asked about the 10 years, and yes, you were on 10 years. That's all the warrant names. 10 years. Yes, Greg, you was on 10 years. And Jerry Rafferty. Yes, you were on pre-order. You've got both of those already down. Okay, let's come back at 10 o'clock. I really didn't get to eat on my way down here. I mean, I kind of did, but I haven't really ate today, even though it's like 9:20. So We'll come back at 10 o'clock. I'll go through some on-sale crates again. We got some $7 and $5 stuff to show. I know y'all come back for that. And then we'll go through those other new arrivals as well. I haven't done it yet, but I was going to try to assemble at least one on-sale new crate. But, you know, after the end of the year, we really reduced our new vinyl. We don't have any more really to discount, but we will probably before long. Stuff will start getting 1 year old again. So we'll be back at 10 o'clock Central Time tonight here on this channel and YouTube. We'll do part 2. We got a lot of warrants to tag and key in, 105 of them to be exact. I didn't even get to keep one, so, and hopefully more of those will be in tomorrow. So thanks everybody for watching, and hopefully you come back at 10 o'clock because we're going to have some big markdowns, $5 and $7 bins. That's pretty cheap records, especially since a lot of them were probably originally 15 and 20. So see you in 30 minutes right here. I'll be sure to start right at 10 o'clock.